him to late game, but this time they activated him very early on, and that made a lot of difference. There was also a very important note that Lefel also said something about the fact that they can have now a Joy going up against the Cloud. The thing is, when previously they wanted for heroes that will try to go for the Cloud, like Grok, for example, if you don't have your ultimate anymore, you don't really become a threat to the Cloud, right? So the Cloud can just gun you down. But with Vengeance on the Joy and the ultimates being very quickly when it comes to the cooldown, now you don't have a threat. So these are the things that I at least I noticed from a viewer's perspective when Echo went up against Todak.
So
MVP.
Chiku killed himself.
Yeah,
That's right.
Essentially.
Unfortunately, 7-0 and 8, 904. They're just really topping each other. Now 947 for Benecutie.
That's 6 more.
6 more. That's 5 more actually, because 941.
2.
942.
2.
942.
They're both out of their minds
Okay,
right now.
out of their minds. Okay. Lefel, what now can you say about the Filipino MVP 7-0 and 8 for Benecutie's 1-1?
Dude, that was an amazing play. The fact that in this game you look so free. Even though there's a lot of dive potential coming in from the Yuzong as well as the Kadita, it just didn't happen. It just didn't work out. Looking at the highlights here, again, during the intro we said, Echo is one of those teams that have all 5 players that all make a play. Yaoi made a lot of plays. Sanford definitely made a lot of plays. And again, our MVP here, Benecutie, is there to clean everything up.
Yep. 6 minutes, you already have 2 kills. That is actually 2 kills more than he was able to do in the previous game. And he will get a 3rd even. Really being prioritized in this game. Again, after 3 minutes, utilize Benecutie once again. There's a lot of usage on the marksman, which you typically would expect to be just farming, but knowing that Echo has that Echo Express kind of strategy, they fielded it in today. Any other highlight players in this game?
Yaoi on the front end.
Okay.
He was amazing. You're amazing.
You are amazing.
Thank you.
You are amazing. You can see that the reasons why they were able to really just start the fights is not only just because of Yaoi, but also Cartesi. I mean, very underrated gameplay on the Akai. He was really sitting, playing slowly in the previous game, but now he's playing quickly. Do you agree with me on that one, Leo?
Yeah, no, the way Cartesi played the Akai was less about securing much. If anything, 4 out of 5 heavy spins were the displaced members of Todak. So that's what made the Langar, which was already very impossible to see come in, all the more just absent. I can already hear Meng Li or... yeah, it was Meng Li. Where's the Langar?
The Kamai Kairi.
Yes.
Kamai Kairi. Okay. Lefel, there was a Blade Armor which was early picked up by Cartesi. That to me spells you're not gonna make it comfortable for the Claude.
Honestly, I would say, looking at the Filipino junglers, quite a lot of Steel Lake plates in the early game as well, where we see a lot of Molten Essence, but sometimes they're like, yeah, you know what, we can clear fine. The Molten Essence has been nerfed anyway, so might as well pick up the Steel Lake plates. And against the Claude here, it worked out because Chiku just basically killed himself. The Vengeance, the Blade Armor, there's a lot of Reflect coming into this game. And Chiku, guys, even though he has the Demon Hunter sword, sometimes the healing is not enough.
Okay. In the Philippines, there's a dish called chop suey. Not a
chop suey?
Yeah, chop suey.
It sounds very familiar.
Sounds very familiar. It's almost a Chinese stir-fry mixed set of vegetables wherein you get different kinds of vegetables. Yeah, and that's what we call in the Philippines a chop suey build, or maybe just a casual item build-up where you get those small
chop suey
items.
a band?
What? It is.
Right?
I was going to say it's chapchai in Indo.
Oh, chapchai in Indo.
Chapchai.
Malaysia also chapchai.
I have no idea.
Should be.
Yeah, the mixture of vegetables, right? So
wait, where are we going with this?
We are going with food because that's true. Because we are hungry, but you know who else is starved in this game? It was definitely Todak. With only 4 kills in this game, weren't able to farm. There's so many.
Your end game?
That was my end game. Yeah. No, the reason why we mentioned chop suey was because of the builds. Right, the Steel Leg plates, the Molten Essence.
You couldn't build anything full.
The small items. You don't really get a full meal. It's a side dish. That's the reason.
That makes sense.
That's the reason why there's a chop suey build. But that wasn't my end game, unfortunately. Now at match point, we have to ask Lafel over and over again. what usually was Todak do in these kind of situations?
Before that, just want to say, I watched the game, but I feel like I'm more disappointed with that. What was that end game? You brought out Chop Suey, and I was like, okay.
It wasn't the end game. I told you, it was all about the casual items. The build, the Chop Suey
I know,
build.
but it's like,
I like it.
Yeah, we call it.
let's agree to disagree. What was the question again? Something about my feelings and the game and what Toda has to do?
No.
No?
It's totally
No.
not about that.
It wasn't.
Oh, then what are you asking me? You're asking me out?
Yeah, maybe after this. Okay, let's skip LaFell for now and actually ask the gentleman, the gentleman with the green suit over here.
I'm not a... Wait,
What?
you're a green scoot?
Yeah, that's a green suit.
Hijau.
He's colorblind.
Hijau,
Forget.
Hijau. Yeah, well, how do you feel? What should you approach it for Todak as a Moonatics leader or
That's right.
yeah?
Yeah,
What should they
founder.
do? Founder.
Of
Yeah.
Moonatics, yes. I believe right now, Game 3 draft was, I hate to say it, but they fell to old habits. This is similar to what
Wow.
happened to the Blacklist International versus Todak from Game 2 to Game 3. They seem to have overthought the process, and LaFell, look, Humes has now broken his own record. It's now 4 out of 5 Rome Eves. The way that this Eve performed could have been instrumental to starving out the rest of Todak, right? Because you're looking at Moon. Moon has to burst Sanford or Benny Curie. He couldn't because Humes was also getting some farm because there's not much an Eve without at least a couple of items could do.
That's
And
right.
as a roamer, you have to be cost effective. As a roamer, you have to be okay with your chop suey builds.
Yep, that's right. Chop Suey again, mentioned.
I'm wondering, what if the Eve is just because Humes was low-key tilted using a frontline tank, he was always getting caught. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to use a mage. I ain't going to get caught.
Why do you get tilted if you win?
That's
though?
right, he won!
I mean, I don't know.
That was the biggest of wins.
Does he get tilted like that? Is that his character?
No, but this
No.
is the world. Well, see, you know what? Southeast Asia is basically the world. The world stage here, you know?
It's the world.
So they say, so they say.
Yeah, so they
they
say,
say,
you know,
so they
it's
say.
not from me. It's just like the people.
What they say.
Yeah, what they say. You know who they are. You
See
know
the world.
They are amazing, by the way. What was I going again? Oh yeah,
Who knows?
maybe like being on stage, a different kind of character, a different ego brings out. Maybe
You've just been here before. You've just been on the grandest
he's never
stage
been
of
on
the
Phnom Penh.
Well,
How do you know?
how do you know?
Oh, that is true. I don't know.
Oh, that's also true.
Oh no, because he didn't go to SEA Games.
Nevertheless, we saw that this kind of picks weren't effective, especially against a team like Echo. So I think that we have proven after games 1, 2, and 3 that it's not just about the hero picks that they should be changing, it's their playstyle that you saw. When they do, this is the opportunity, they win. Now, this begs the question, how do you make yourself open to kinds of opportunity?
How they won game 2, again, that was emerging gameplay. It was a fruit of circumstance. Drafts are not fruits of circumstance.
Yeah.
That's right. You're the opponent to it. And yeah, I from my former ONIC coach, all
Did he?
open eyes. What happened?
So
Can I say something?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
So
you're the kindest to me. Yeah, you're the kindest. You know what? I want to watch.
Okay, to my point that I really want to make earlier is now face.
Very white because I there's a fact of my was the first pick of
Joy, amazing.
yeah, Joy is great here. Yeah. They really like it up. But yeah, I do, that was a fair point. Turn. I think that it's right. We see it's win rate definitely high. One number two, but you as to how do you evaluate hero? Is it the hero that you give to Echo after to win?
running out so fresh. It's the best top Joy. The natural pressure, the Joy just gets out there.
Yeah.
Honestly, I do agree. You guys hear me, by the way?
Yeah, I've been hearing you for the last time.
Hello. Okay, good. It's amazing. I kind of feel like this Fovi ban really surprised me, honestly, because again, one is open as well. Really good. A great thing to talk about is the fact that the suppressed heroes are banned out, so it does have quite a lot of heroes. So the draft is, I don't know, even if I'm in Toda shoes, even I'm not too sure. Honestly, first picking the Joy would be good, because we've seen even Momo do good on the Joy.
It's a flex. It's a flex. When you go ahead and consider the situation, the meta favors Joy being out there. It's so weird that why just now, day 2 of knockouts, are we saying that Joy is as lethal as she has always been? Yes, she has been nerfed, but I think it's legit. I think, yeah, choosing sides allows for you to choose where Joy comes up.
Here's the thing, right? I feel like in terms of Joy,
Joy.
Joy, what was I going to say about Joy? Oh, yeah. Joy is very player dependent. In terms of Joy, I kind of feel like it's not one of those heroes you just can play. It's one of those heroes that if you have very good on your hands, that Joy is like top of the world. But if you're not great at it, you're going to look very mediocre. I kind of feel like in MSC, it's very bad.
Which allows for saying this comes from down Monatics. We might see in the mid for Toda. It's not a moon, right?
Exactly, I agree.
Just the same, it's not an easy thing. It just doesn't fit the bill. At this point of his career, he wants the guys. He wants the feathers.
So mean between like I Joy would rather hire as Calteasy?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
I would agree.
think if I know the
Wow!
goal, if I know the goal today,
Wow!
that's the priority. That's why Sanford is playing it.
Well, that is very
Sanford likes Joy.
Well, yeah, it's true that if we want to see Calteasy just picking up the Joy, we should have seen it earlier, right?
Exactly.
So many chances that they have done it.
Jungle Joy, right?
The Jungle Joy, indeed.
How about Rival?
Rival really likes the assassins, but I kind of feel like he would not be able to guess how much damage he can take. So I kind of feel like he can kill someone, but he would instantly die. So I feel like Jungle Joy,
Not as safe.
not safe.
Okay.
Really not safe.
I can dig it.
Okay.
Sanji though is a wild card. Sanji
And Joy.
is a uncontrollable element. I think I'm not so sure yet.
But I do like Sanji's just so. I think he's just so acclimated with the new mages, the artillery mages, right?
I mean, Joy can nuke someone with the ult, definitely.
If you plan for it.
If you plan for it.
No, if you're good enough, you can.
I'm not sure we're getting the same idea of what nuke is, because typically nukes come from above. That's why it's a nuke.
Sorry, I don't have first-hand experience. My bad.
Well, yeah, bad for you, but good enough for the members of Echo and Kodak as we get to game number 4. Just a few seconds remaining for the draft. We theory crafted that it's gonna be always the blue side that will be
Kaja here, then they'll very lovingly go into the 3T maneuver.
Okay.
The tic-tac Trevor trade, they don't mind it because they can win it.
I kind of feel like Kaja ban and then Joy ban because they always ban out the Phobias. But in this game, I kind of feel like Betty Cutie does not necessarily need the 1-1. I'm pretty sure Betty Cutie could go on the Beatrix and he will still be fine. So perhaps if you really want to change things up, you know.
Yeah. So we're expecting Kaja here for Todak, and then for Echo probably another Phobias.
Or they ban out the Joy and try to pick up the Kaja.
To me, your team.
Or maybe just ban out the 1-1 and then don't worry about it.
Oh no!
Joy ban.
Echo was on it.
They know. Kaja is open. Is it the first pick Todak thing?
Is Yums
Would you
feeling it?
rather go Fredrin here if you're Todak?
I almost want to go Fredrin.
Okay.
Because the Kaja is an amazing hero, but there's options, you know?
Yep, there are options.
I am the power.
Never mind.
Right.
Kaja first pick. All right.
Kaja first pick. What's your answer, Echo? There's the Valentina that they always utilize against this Kaja.
Yeah.
And the Fredrin is also
See
open.
value in me?
We can expect that as the first 2 picks for Echo.
Valentina or Fred Eve?
Oh, that's right.
I feel Fred Val.
Fred Val, I do. I do V.
other.
FV. Let's go.
The FB.
Yeah, FV.
Yeah, the FV.
Yeah.
The-
Because if you pick up the Eve, it's gonna be suppressed anyway. So
No, because if you pick up the Eve early, this time, yeah, Toda could pick up something like the Kadita to fight back.
Yeah,
And the thing is,
right.
if Toda eventually just pick up the Eve, you have an Eve yourself.
Oh, wait, just the same, it's possible that it might even be Fred Medina.
I didn't cure
Fred
it.
Kadita now.
No, but it's just
FB. All right.
We overthought it.
Yeah.
Cloud still is good for Todak. Then there's that argument that can be made that
Actually, here, Carry might be the,
yeah. There's an argument can be
Carry.
made for carry because it's a Kaja carry.
Yep.
Right. That could be the case. Then pick up the Eve, and your draft is pretty good if you're Todak.
Let's say for Moon, because there's not much room for the Kadira unless they put the Kadira in the Yaoi's
Yep.
hands.
So it's a carry Eve, the KY or the YK.
Why do we always want to acronymize all of
You
this?
pick your spots. That's what
Yeah.
makes it funnier. Not everything.
And tide wait for no
Oh, but no, the Matrix
We haven't seen Beatrix in a while.
Moonstock instant pick.
You
Just
see,
quickly.
Instant pick. It's not even think about it.
you know that it's a counter. The Beatrix will suffer from this hero.
Yeah, true.
And then, of course, the general idea is that you kind of mess up the combo. If there will be a Kaja to jump into the backlines, stack,
Among the
and then damage with the
plans
Beatrix,
exists the
Yuzhong will be perfect. That's why the ban here
has
instantly
made
is Eve. We thought about this.
Yep. The anti-box.
The anti-box, I love the
They
the
ru-
anti-box box.
That's right. They ruin it. They cut a line through it. How's Todak play? They're forced to play guerrilla tactics now.
Yeah.
Now, honestly, looking at the draft, what would be good for Moon? Because I kind of feel like now that you have the Kaja, now that you have the Akai, maybe you can force some fights out, but you need the damage. You need the follow-up, right?
Yeah.
Burst.
So I'm not so sure what's the safest for Moon here, because if you pick up the Lilia is kind of safe. In terms of damage, not bad. Toda themselves, okay, yeah, because
Okay.
they have the
They have
Matrix.
the
already.
Beatrix
Yeah,
anyways. I'm thinking Kadira actually, but it could be panned out.
Yeah.
Nope.
I was thinking of Kadita as well, but
So you revert back to the Farsa, but Farsa and Beatrix both suffer from Yuzhong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I just say mid is so tight right now? Like mid
Yeah,
is,
I agree.
I don't want to say worst, but it's the worst lane to be right now. Like answers
Wait.
and threats.
Novaria is still open if you want to try
All
that.
right.
I don't think he has enough damage because you have to make sure your second skill actually hits.
It's an anti-synergy with everything
I
else
mean, yeah,
so
that's
far.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
It's too
Lunox?
much. Very slow though.
Yeah, so I'm thinking if somewhere along the lines of a Kagura even. If this will be an assassin pickup for Echo, which I think it will not be the case because they already have the Fredrin and they use on anyways. That could be the case.
Team is picking.
I don't know. Honestly, if you want to go for more just like less vulnerable type of mid laners, Lilia again is something that maybe Todak would want to go for.
It's going to be very dangerous because, again, I agree with Leo. I play mid as well. Not a lot of very good picks with what I already
Yeah.
have.
What if Echo picks up the Melissa so they kind of force the Farsa on Todak, and then when it's a Farsa Beatrix, it's very bad for their squad.
Yep. So you just choose the lesser evil, but it's still pretty bad.
It's still pretty bad against
Yeah, right.
Yuzhong. And of course the Valentina.
It's not just a normal Yuzhong. It's Sanford Yuzhong.
I've been
Oh,
It's
it's
SFYZ. I mean, where you
Yeah, you're right.
right. Say everything, right?
You're right.
Pretty sure Sanford's one word.
Okay, there's the carry. Is there a world where you go Hayabusa if you're Todak?
I think it's very hard just because of the Yuzhong
Okay.
and Frederick. It's very hard.
Okay. So you really put this Akai on the jungle role.
Yeah, we're looking at the
Yeah.
jungler.
Okay. That means you need
A mid
a
laner.
mid laner. Farsa, the Kagura, I feel like the Kagura is...
Moon has a Kagura.
Yeah, he can play a Kagura. He can play Kagura. Again, I'm thinking Lunox, but again, it's very dangerous as well.
Not possible for a Faramis pick.
Esmeralda Kag... Oh, you're right. You're right, actually.
Paramis is actually not
Lapu
bad.
is also open for Todak.
Paramis Lapu.
Lapu Kagura, maybe.
Novaria.
All right,
Wait,
we're gonna try.
Natalia? Is this Natalia instant pick for Echo?
Yaoi, Natalia Yaoi.
Natalia Aoi?
Is he gonna do it?
Dude, don't. Come on, man.
Or maybe an assassin?
Give us a chance, man. Come on.
You know, like honestly, looking at Echo right now, they already kind of have an answer to the Novaria anyway, right? The Yuzhong.
There's so much.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Natalia.
They wouldn't mind stealing Astral Echo
Wait,
either.
is Cho open?
Oh, you're right.
Yes.
They can go the boring route with the Cho.
It's boring.
It's
now.
boring now.
you want to win, right?
Yeah.
You want to win, so...
And it's match point.
And it's match point.
There you go.
Okay.
Boring.
Justice
Not
in the
just kidding. This is definitely a stuff for legends. So the classic combo was the Kajump as the carry. This time it's one of the other classic ones, which is gonna Kajump as the Beatrix. The way for you to kind of replicate that, it's either you go Valentina or the Cho with the Way of the Dragon, or maybe the Valentina copying the Divine Judgment. Clearly, Echo is really planned for this carry to be good and to deliver the kills to them. That is going to be the draft for potentially the last game of this series. But of course, Todak will not let that happen just easily. So, Eterna, why don't you take us to game number 4?
All right. And you know, on top of your point, there's also the Novaria and the Beatrix combo, right? So there's a lot of just combos, these sets that are coming out from Todak. They're going to be able to win it when it comes down to those pickoffs, but it could be a different story when it comes down to those team fights. And with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, potentially it could be the last game of the series if Todak can't force this out from the Orcas. And with that, let's begin game number 4 between both Todak as well as Echo.
Right now, I'm looking at my heart rate and it's pretty high. Speaking of which, right now, looking at the situation, we got to see how Yumes as well as Moon is going to play this out, because there's always that potential of Novaria stealing away the buff very early on.
Yep, there's a lot that the Novaria puts on the table. It's just a matter of timing, and if Todak's communications are on point, especially now that their backs are against the wall.
True, true. And that actually is going to be applied in all these 3 lanes as well, right? So far, how is this Yuzong and the Lapu Lapu matchup going to look like?
Well, it looks like Momo is going to take a lot of damage, so I don't know how to follow up on that conversation now.
I mean, it changes at level 4, no?
Yes, definitely, definitely.
But, yeah, that's because Sanford used his full combo.
Yeah.
His level 2 combo.
Dude, again, that's pretty hard. Betty Cutie breaks the GPM high score again with 947 gold per minute last game. Rival is here to help out Momo. And now, again, so far, it looks like a lot of attention has to be given over to Momo. Momo needs the babysit for just a little bit. Sanford showing Momo not a good time.
And that's the question, right? Because right now, it's very different. When we saw those 2 lanes, it's usually in favor of Echo, but this time Todak does have a winning lane, which is in the gold lane. Do you think they're able to play around that, play around Chiku?
Honestly, I kind of feel like this is also a false sense of security, but because the moment Chiku tries to go for that trade, all of a sudden Yaoi is there. So even if you're winning the lane, you could end up losing just because all of a sudden Yaoi's a thing.
So it really depends on where Yaoi is situated on
Exactly.
the map, right? Okay, but so far he's in mid. He hasn't really focused on the gold lane just yet. You can see that Echo, they're trying to play with their winning lanes. And here we go. So much action here in the bottom side, or what is going to be a lot of action in the bottom side. But actually, no, yo.
It's a lot of action from Echo, and Todak understood that, you know what, they have such a great advantage in early. Let's just give him the turtle. Clean take for Echo.
Sanford, man, this is the Sanford effect. The fact that once he opens the Black Dragon form, everyone's like, you know what, I don't want to mess with this. The guy is kind of strong on this hero, so we're not going to do much. For now, Chiku, guys, is able to win out just a little bit. But again, Yumes and Yaoi. So both roamers have roughly the same idea, but Sanji is there. He could provide the backup that could change the tide. So looks like Toda, they're not going to go for it.
What are they going to go for here, right? There's not really any objectives on the map, but
Look at the sandwich play. There's a kick on the Yumes, the first to fall. Echo draws first blood.
800 gold lead already here in the first 3 minutes of the game. And before the first turtle, right, everyone wanted to go to that level, that EXP, right, to get that level, to get that level 4, because both of these roamers are relying on that. So far, there is a pick on to Todak, but what else can they utilize? Because like I mentioned before, there's not many objectives on the board just yet. Do they want to focus on pressuring the gold lane?
Honestly, at this point, I'm just looking at Yumes because Yumes so far has been quite a bit. Rival trying to set something up for his team, but could be very dangerous here. Now, Retribution used onto Rival as well. So far, this is a lot of nothing team fights. But Momo going up against Sanford, almost winning that 1v1.
All right, so it looks like Momo, as you mentioned, Eterna, that dynamic should change once Momo hits level 4. So I think it's closer to a 50-50. And yeah, I have to note as well, the relative absence of both teams in the XP lane. If it's all about gold, then they've both decided, yeah, this is a gentleman's agreement, we're not going to XP.
Yeah, I kind of feel like at this point, for both teams, they're like going mano-a-mano. Yumes against Yawi, Sanji against Moon. Because I kind of feel like every single time they're targeting, they're targeting their counterpart. Because again, even from game number 1, Yawi, who are you catching? Yumes. Everyone's just like, yo, let's do 1v1, 5 different places.
And Yume's back on Yawi as well. So there's a little bit of beef there, but here we go.
40 going in deep. Up top, Yumes gets the pull on the Benny. Rival with the heavy spin, gonna pin down Sanford. Momo gets the kill. Yumes though goes down. Taken out by Benny Cutie. That fight's still happening up top, but down here near the orange buff, Rival falls. Carl Teasy got his eyes on the orange buff, gotta steal it away.
2-for-1 trade, nearly 3. Oh, it could be 3 right now. They gotta go for it.
Gets taken down. Benny goes deep behind enemy territory, and all this while, by the way, was started off by Echo taking second turtle.
Again, I gotta say, that was a very risky play going for those minions, but again, this is kind of like the Toda playstyle. It's like, yeah, I die, it's okay. I don't look at KDAs that much. And now, Rival and Carl Teasy again. Mano-a-mano up top. Yumes gets caught again by Yawi.
Who the orange, the purple go to? All right, so at least Rival got his purple. That's not so bad. But given these movements in the jungle, that gold lane got popped wide open. Tier 1 goes down.
And that's not great, right? Because now, what we thought was a weak lane, what we thought Benny Cutie was playing weak side, he's been fed 3 kills already in the first 5 minutes of the game, and he already has his first item on the way to the second. Meanwhile, Beatrix still stuck at that.
I mean, ultra late game, Beatrix should have the advantage just because you have a lot of range as long as you can handle both Sanford as well as Yawi. Now, concealed play, Yumes. Will he go for Sanford right now? Sanford wants to fight back. He sees Chico guys, he sees Moon, he wants Moon.
That's a full combo set in by Sanford. Black Dragon form straight into 4. Let's see, Rival playing footsies. Astral Echo set out. Sanji catches that bolt. And now Yumes, the only one left forward. Divine Judgment. In comes Chico, looking for more. Not enough damage. Carl Teasy, the middle of 3. In comes the headbutt from Rival. No dice. But look at mid. Oh, all this time, Echo's buying time. Benny gets a push.
A little bit of miscom, I think, there because Yumes wanting for the cash, but I kind of feel like Chico guys, he did not have his ult ready. If he did, I kind of feel like that was a kill. The basic attacks, not enough just yet because Chico guys just has the Blade of Despair, which is great, but kind of great when you're using your ult. Basic attack for right now, with the deficit that you have, not great. 3.6k, 3.7k. Chico guys just needs a little bit more.
He needs a little bit more. His team needs to buy him a little bit more time, but that's the problem. Do they have enough time? Echo are playing the map exquisitely, right? Already getting that top tower as well with just how they were able to manipulate those side waves. Even in the mid, right? It seemed like Todak were hyper-focusing on the bottom lane, looking for that pick, like you mentioned before, but that actually just gave Echo the room and the space to go for another objective on the board.
Right now, look at Echo. They're clumped up together. Uh-oh. Moon giving just a little bit of vision, so they roughly understand that it's not a 1v1. Right now, there's 3 members there. Fredrin has to get his buff. Yumes, do you want to catch Yawi? Do you feel that's vengeful?
The 4v4 just waiting to happen. You can feel the tension. Rival spots Yawi. Heavy spin, forcing out a flicker. In comes Sanford. Watch Carl Teasy getting those stacks in, forcing out a flicker away from Chico guys. Yumes already popped the conceal. No dice. Rival headbutts in. Spent his ult already. That's a false engage. And now look, it's Momo off camera. Up top taking a tier 1.
Right now, looks like they're just trying to split. They're trying to find Yumes. Yumes able to dodge out of that. Yumes still has his Divine Judgment. And again, for now, it looks like both teams are trying to see who has the better trigger finger.
Okay, now in that trade, definitely worth it for Todak, right? Wait. Yeah. Flicker?
Dude,
okay.
If that was me, I'd flicker out.
Flicker out too.
Yeah,
I'll
flicker out because that was so scary.
All right, understandable flicker. But in that trade, I feel like Todak, they're finally trading back. They're finally pushing the punches back again, right? Because if Echo was able to get perhaps a pick at least onto one member in the bottom side, then it could be a worth it trade for them. But they weren't able to. Todak, they're trying to outsmart Echo at this point.
Yep, anything on the map is actually something Todak would like to get their hands on in the least amount of cost, right? So if Yumes has to die, so be it. If Momo has to die, sure, but he hasn't yet. Rival, sure. So this is fine. I think Todak's map isn't very small as compared to what the gold lead might show. And I think Moon's Astral Echo is helping now. Lord started up at half health. Yumes with that angle, going for the flank, spotted by Kaltizi. No one home, but wait, Benny Cutie versus Momo, forcing out a Bravest Fighter, forward flicker by the Storm, and Sanji with a heavy spin on Rival. Still yet to use his OG heavy spin, there's a knock-up, Chico Guyz falls, 40 finds him, Yumes falls as well, 2K for the Apex Predator, and now Echo on full swing, the aggression finds Moon, way of the dragon. Here's Rival trying to solve a losing situation, and that's a wipeout at 9:43.
We saw what Todak was trying to do. They're trying to split everyone up. They're trying to get into a good position to pinch Echo in. But the moment Benny Cutie found Momo, you do not have that flank coming in from the top side. And the fact that Kaltizi saw Yumes on the bottom side, it made it so that that whole pincer thing, trying to box them in, it did not work out. Todak, unfortunately, Echo knew what was going to happen and they stopped that. Prevention is better than cure.
For sure, they started that team fight already at a deficit, already at a handicap there, with the fact that he was already taken out before they went for it. And you can see Echo once again picking up the space here. Yaoi
gets a kick, and it's on Yumes. Here comes Sanji. Rival took some time to get his purple. Yumes is still alive. Watch how Momo and Rival draw a line. Heavy spin set up. Yaoi very low. Gets on out of here. They pop Rival. Sanji gets the kill. Todak are holding on. Lord has been taken down. Sanji with the flicker. That's 2K for him. Momo falls. Sanford with the Black Dragon form. Full on combo. Moon falls inside his base. And Echo get 3 for none.
10 minutes, 11 minutes, 10,000 gold lead. Luckily for Todak, they didn't have the waves at the right time. Todak were still able to clear that mid and that bottom side. Otherwise, this would have looked a lot different. Where did it all go wrong? Let's take a look at that again.
Again, the instant replay, unfortunately, we're not looking at the Lord fight. And here's Yaoi was solo, but the fact that Rival, he tried to go in, Sanji pushed him away like the Beyblade effect happening. If it weren't for Sanji, I kind of feel like Rival was able to pin quite a lot, and Chico would have been able to deal out quite significant amount of damage. So the fact that Sanji was there, preventing Rival from making a play, that was big.
Now, another engagement. This is the right thing to do for Echo. They just push the advantage, force these engagements. They steal the orange away. And now Todak are forced to stay inside their own base.
Ooh, wow. Echo just completely dominating here in the 12th minute of game. And when we took a look at that replay, right, it was such an unfortunate Astral Sphere. It should have hit Yaoi. It was a few centimeters off in terms of that range. But later on, right, we're already 12 minutes in. Moon should be getting those items back. I'm curious to see how it looks like, because in the later stage of the game, that type of poke should be able to deter Echo's aggressiveness later on, right?
Moon needs 2 items, you guys needs 4. Going up against this composition, the fact that you guys can't deal out easy damage is quite a problem, because now Chico Guyz even has a Wind of Nature, so he can survive a little bit longer going up against Sanford. Not going to survive quite well going up against Benny Cutie. Looking at the itemization here, Moon only has 2 items, which is strong, but going up against Sanji, 1, 2, 3 items here. And the fact that there's a lot of penetration coming in from the Genius Wand as well as the Arcane Boots, Chico won't be able to do well because he has absolutely no magic resist.
Oh man, and unfortunately Yaoi as well as Kaltizi already do. So
Benny Cutie is full item by the way.
Yeah, Novari needs at least penetration at this point, right? Divine Glaive or even the Genius one.
At this point, I kind of feel like, yeah, it's the Divine Glaive because Echo, their lineup is way too tanky. You gotta stop Kaltizi and Sanford somehow.
I'm also wondering where Yumes is right now. In this situation, 13 minutes in, 1-13, he thought of building the fleeting time first, plus a couple of baby armor items, baby sustain items. What was that? Was he thinking to go aggressive much faster than they're actually going now?
Yeah, but the thing is, he always get caught by Yawi. Speaking of Yawi now, he's in the front line. Sanford, Black Dragon form going in.
2 lanes pushed in, 2 lanes threatened by Echo. Lord crashing on through top lane, fully penetrated. Todak now has permanent damage on their hands. Now Echo might go ahead for mid. Mind you, some key ults have been spent.
Yeah, but the thing is, I kind of feel like Echo, they're not going to be too aggressive for now unless Yawi has anything to say about it, because Sanford, he doesn't have the Black Dragon form. Wait for that. Once it's on, then they might go for something.
Oh, they're not playing that top side?
Wait, a concealed play. They find the goat. Carl Deasy with at half health.
Oh,
now
no.
they have isolated Chico guy Sanji with a heavy spin of his own. Double kill for Sanji. Yumes is already out as well. Moonfall is just Momo and Rival left. Momo gets popped. Rival inside his base. What's he thinking? What's he gonna do? Echo has no waves in mid, but they do down bottom. Yawi's still here, living on the edge. Black Dragon form.
No.
Echo smell blood. It's just Rival against the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Echo are just waiting for these minions to move on up as they make it to the next stage.
They have not lost a single match in the group stage, and they move on here in the knockout. What a performance by the Orcas themselves, proving what it means to be the world champs.
Congratulations to Dora for making it this far, but Echo is moving on. It was a very gutsy play at the end there, trying to catch someone. But again, like I said, looking at the Valentina, a lot of penetration there. Chico guys had absolutely no magic resist. And the Valentina just caught him off guard. It's like, yeah, I'm here. You're going to go down.
Wait, so with this, we've confirmed the top 3 already, right? We just need 1 more remaining. We're all going to the semifinals.
That's right. Up next.
Just 1 more, either ONIC or EVOS.
Yeah.
Woo.
And with that, the last, well, the lone Malaysian team gets eliminated. And now we're only left with 2 Filipino teams, a Kamai team, and 1 more Indonesian.
We'll take a look at what the winners have to say about that match.
សូមស្នូទាំងដៃឲ្យអេកូមួយមកអត់សូវលឺទេសូមសំឡេងឲ្យខ្លាំងៗឲ្យអេកូម្ដងទៀតមកវ៉ាវតោះខាងនេះយើងឃើញថាមាន fan របស់អេកូច្រើនណាស់សូមហៅឲ្យអេកូឲ្យខ្លាំងៗមួយមកវ៉ាវ energy ពិតជាខ្លាំងមែនតើឥឡូវនេះយើងឃើញថាអេកូជាមួយនឹងតូដាបានវាយគ្នាត្រឡប់ទៅវិញទៅមកមួយស្មើប៉ុន្តែបន្ទាប់មកទៀតគឺអេកូទទួលបាននៅជ័យជំនះនៅក្នុងការប្រកួតនៅវគ្គមួយនេះផងដែរឥឡូវនេះយើងរកឃើញម្ចាស់ពានហើយនៅក្នុងវគ្គនេះគឺបានទៅលើអេកូរបស់ហ្វីលីពីនវ៉ាវឥឡូវនេះយើងចង់ដឹងថាតើអេកូអ្នកទទួលបាននៅជ័យជំនះមួយនេះគាត់មានអារម្មណ៍យ៉ាងម៉េចដែរអូខេសូមត្រឡប់ទៅកាន់ Mara ទាំងអស់គ្នាលើ stage I'm gonna pass it to Mara on stage
Congratulations Echo Great fight but you know what a lot of your fans got nervous after game number 2 during game number 2 actually a lot of them were screaming they thought you had that one it was back and forth your opponent tried to do a backdoor actually in the comment section a lot of people were saying that game number 2 you guys got overconfident especially you Yawi because they saw you doing a lot of TPs how true is that were you really overconfident for game number 2
Confident naman po talaga kami na mananalo kami ngayon eh. Tsaka yung pagtitipi naman po namin kapag wala lang po gagawin or kakatapos lang ng clash. Yun lang po.
So they're really confident that they're gonna win today. And in terms of TP, they usually do that after the clash. So it's a thing that you like to do. Why is that?
Nakaka-boost po ng moral po namin. Tsaka na-hype po lahat. Yun po. Nabuboost po yung moral namin, tas na-hype po kami lahat.
Oh, their morale is boosted and even their own players gets hyped up.
Wow អញ្ចឹងយើងមានន័យថាយើងអត់ចាំបាច់ទៅឆ្ងល់នេះច្រើនទេព្រោះអីដោយសារតែអេកូគាត់បានដឹងហើយថាគាត់នឹងទទួលបាននូវជ័យជំនះនៅក្នុងការប្រកួតមួយនេះជា team តែម្ដងព្រោះអីដោយសារតែ player គ្រប់គ្នាគឺសិតតែទទួលបាននៅ ការបង្វឹកក៏ដូចជាការលេងយ៉ាងល្អមែនទែនបាទ
San brothers, Sanji, Sanford, after game number 2, you guys went to your room. What did you guys talk about? Because after that, everything went uphill from there.
Parang ano po, pinag-usapan lang po yung mali namin and dinadjust lang po yung draft. And mas kalmado po kami nung anong game yun? Game 3 and game 4 po, ayun. So sinabi ko rin po na babawi ako kasi parang crucial po yung nagawa kong error ng game 2.
Oh, okay, well, they just talked more about their strategy, the draft, what they needed to do. And actually, he said that he was gonna make it up. He was gonna make up for it for his team because he felt that he made crucial mistakes for game number 2 and he bounced back.
អូខេនៅពេលដែលអេកូមិនបានទទួលបានជ័យជំនះទៅលើតូដាក់នៅក្នុងវគ្គមុនអញ្ចឹងគាត់ត្រឡប់ទៅដល់បន្ទប់គាត់វិញគាត់ពិតជាបានសុំទោសទៅកាន់ធីមគាត់ដែលគាត់មិនបានលេងដោយប្រុងប្រយ័ត្នហើយគាត់ថាគាត់នឹងរៀបចំនៅ strategy ក៏ដូចជាយុទ្ធសាស្ត្រនៅក្នុងការវាយតូដាក់ឲ្យចាញ់នៅក្នុងវគ្គបន្តទៅទៀតផងដែរបាទ
And this one is for Benny Cutie. Now, what did this mean when you were doing this? What does that mean?
Ano po, hindi ko po alam eh. Nakita ko lang po kay Siko guys. Ginaya ko lang po.
So you don't know what it means. You just saw Chiku that he was doing it, so you were just copying it.
Apo.
Now, unfortunately, you eliminated Malaysia's Pride Todak. What is your message for them?
Message ko sa Todak, nice game and sobrang ganda nung pinakita nating laban para sa mga viewers. And good luck sa MPL.
He's sending a message to Todak that it's a nice game, and both of them, even Todak, put such a great effort and put such a great show for the audience. And he's wishing Todak good luck for MPL, and perhaps you'll see each other
យើងឃើញ
again.
ថា barrel មួយនេះគឺពិតជាស្វិតស្វាញមែនទេព្រោះឯដោយសារតែមិនដូច barrel មុនទេគឺ3-0តែម្ដងប៉ុន្តែគឺចំពោះនៅក្នុងការប្រយុទ្ធមួយនេះគឺយ៉ាងហើយក៏ទទួលបានមួយពីខាង Todak មកវិញដែរអញ្ចឹងគាត់ជូនពរឲ្យ Todak ទទួលបាននៅជ័យជំនះក៏ដូចជាសំណាងល្អនៅក្នុងឱកាសក្រោយផងដែរបាទ
Now up next, it'll be 2 Indonesian giants. If you get to choose, let's give it to Carl Tizzy. If you get to choose between ONIC or EVOS Legends, the very first world champions, you being a 2-time world champion yourself, okay, which one would you rather choose? A fellow world champion or ONIC?
Ano po, EVOS po kasi gusto po namin sila bawian kasi tinalo nila kami ng MPLI.
Oh, so he wants to face EVOS because they want to bounce back and make a comeback. Revenge because they beat you for MPLI. Now, what is your message to all the Echo fans, especially those who flew all the way here to support you? Sanji, ikaw.
Thank you sa mga fans and salamat po sa mga sumuporta sa amin.
Thank you to all the fans and thank you to all who supported them.
អូខេគាត់អរគុណទៅដល់អ្នកដែលគ្រប់គ្រងគាត់តាំងពីដើមរហូតដល់ពេលនេះហើយឥឡូវនេះគាត់ទទួលបានជ័យជំនះហើយដោយសារតែការគ្រប់គ្រងរបស់យើងទាំងអស់គ្នាបានធ្វើឲ្យគាត់ទទួលបាននៅជ័យជំនះហើយសម្រាប់សំណួរអមាញ់មិញថាតើនៅពេលដែលគូបន្ទាប់តែគាត់ចង់ជួបជាមួយអ្នកណាគឺគាត់ចង់ជួបជាមួយនឹង EVOS Legend
And now it's time to find out who the MVP is for the first match of the day. Let's take a look. And the MVP is...
Oh, wow!
Sanji! Sanji, MVP! What are your thoughts on that? Did you expect that? Isang turo. Sanji, point. Copy that post. Go ahead. Oh! Do you have anything to say about you being MVP? Because a lot of fans love you here. Anong gusto mo sabihin sa lahat ng mga fans? Kasi ang daming nagmamahal sa'yo dito, ha? So ikaw yung MVP ng masasabi mo doon.
Thank you po.
Okay. Thank you. And that's what he's saying. Once again, everybody, congratulations to Echo moving on to the next round. We're gonna break that down for you even more, so we're gonna go back to our casters. Take us to see the world.
That's how it is.
Oh,
That's how it
come
is.
on.
It's not just
Okay.
me. It's also the boys and the lady. I mean, the gentleman and the lady. Yeah.
You know, at this point, you just refer to me as gentlemen.
Yeah, I mean, if you
know,
prefer that, okay.
The
It's
people.
okay.
The people.
The people.
Alright.
And the panel. MVP is Sanji for that game and for that series. 7-0-5. Wonderful performance on the Valentina. Unforgettable copy the ultimates, utilizing the heavy speed for the Beyblade action, as LaFell would say.
He has
but
everything.
Overall, he did have
Let it
everything.
rip.
What did he have?
He had the Beyblade again, heavy spin.
Okay.
He could use Divine Judgment. I'm not
Okay.
even sure if he stole at some point Bravest Fighter. I'm pretty sure he
Could he?
didn't. It would be a waste. Even Astral Echo. Getting Astral Echo would be so good.
That's right. Well,
Let's see.
LaFell, you saw through the. Can you talk us through what Echo did correctly in this game through our highlights?
They saw the future. 20
They saw
seconds
the future.
20 seconds ahead, because every single angle Toda was trying to do, they knew it was coming. This is the fight around the Lord where, okay, Yums, you wait in that bush. Momo, you're gonna come from top. All three of us are gonna charge at the same time in mid. They saw that happening, killed Momo first, killed Yum seconds. The other three, doesn't matter. At that point, in the bottom side, they knew that Toda wanted to go for anyone. So Carl TZ just made himself as bait. And then Sanji just waited, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna come in, do damage onto Chiku guys. Once Chiku's not there, the rest of you kind of don't matter. So at this point, I would say they learned the habits of Toda. So before Toda made the play, they could instinctually know what they were looking for.
Okay, in most of those fights that we saw through the highlights, surely you saw like Sanji and everybody just thinking ahead, right? And I think the guy who thought ahead many more times was Yaoi. And I would like to ask Eterna, because she was the one who predicted this Cho pick. Were you that impressed about the performance of Yaoi, or was it just like another day at the office for the Cho god of the Philippines?
I mean, honestly, it kind of was, right?
Kinda was, right?
That's what you'd expect. That's why you said it was boring. Because
True,
at this
true.
point, we expect that of
Yeah.
him. And it just fit their composition and how to counter the enemy's composition most. So that's how I was like, you know what, Cho.
Yeah, he definitely delivered literally and figuratively in this game. You see some of the important items
Yeah.
in here. I'm actually surprised that Carl TZ didn't have a death or a kill.
Honestly,
007.
honestly,
James
I,
Bond.
I agree with Leo. The early fleeting time felt pretty
On Yums.
unwarranted.
That was greedy as hell.
Just go for
Okay.
defense, because again, you're always gonna get caught. And the thing is, looking at here, again, I love the boys. I love the Toda boys, but I kind of feel like because mano a mano, every single lane, they're winning by themselves. Benny Cutie could handle Chiku guys, no problem. Yaoi could handle Yums, no problem. Sanji could handle Moon, no problem. So it's kind of like they're a better team individually.
Oh, they're a better team
Ooh,
individually,
ouch.
and you
Yeah, that hurts. But again, analysts.
Today,
Like
specifically today too, 3-1, yes.
You mean a matchup v matchup kind of?
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay, and that speaks a lot coming from from someone who supports.
No, again, like I support them. I love them to death. Like I said, I love the Toda boys. But at this point, you know, it's a competition, and we're here because again,
Okay.
I think they know this as well. They just got to figure out for the next competition,
Yep.
how do they get even or better than their competition? Because
Yep.
at this point, even if you have the brains, you still need the bronze to actually equalize everything out.
The most brutal part here is that Malaysia, as a region, unfortunately will just fall to 8th place, or 5th to 8th place, technically
Fifth,
speaking,
yeah.
together with the other teams that were eliminated. And there's still a lot to improve on for Team Malaysia. But of course, Echo will be moving forward in this tournament. And we'll see the last team that will be going out of this tournament later on. For now, MEC 2023 is powered by Moonton, supported by ROG, the official gaming phone, and Secret Lab, the official gaming chair partner. We'll be going into a break, but don't go too far, as the next match, it's going to be so much hype. Eterna is going to be equally happy and equally sad for this. It's ONIC going up against EVOS Legends, two Indonesian teams after this break. MC 2023 will be right back.
I'm gonna be nice to you after this.
Yeah, I
Fix
need
my
it.
gas coins.
boundary and chain. Ain't nothing can stop our restraint. We are a force to be reckoned with. Destiny, kingdom, and mass. Battle like Atlas, winning with madness. Count us to practice, status is matchless. We are the heroes here to slay. Never back down, never astray.
menjadi tahun bersejarah saat ONIC Esports menjadi tim Indonesia pertama yang menjuarai MSC. Tangguh, itulah satu kata yang tepat untuk menggambarkan ONIC Esports. Pada MPL Indonesia Season 11 babak playoff, ONIC tak terkalahkan satu game pun. Secara 2 tahun beruntun, MPL ini menjadi panggungnya ONIC Esports dengan mengalahkan Blacklist Internasional di 2021 dan Geekfam di 2022. Menemani ONIC Esports, EVOS Legends mendapatkan julukan The King of Comeback pada MPL Indonesia Season 11. Sang Harimau Biru telah menjadi tim Indonesia dan dunia pertama yang menjuarai M-Series. Mereka juga membawa nama Indonesia melambung tinggi di IESF 2022 dengan mengalahkan Filipina. Catatan sejarah telah diraih kedua tim Indonesia. Dan kini, ONIC Esports bersama EVOS Legends siap untuk bertarung untuk mengukir sejarah baru di panggung internasional MSC 2023. Berikan dukungan terbaik kalian untuk tim Indonesia.
Selamat datang tuan-tuan dan puan-puan di kejuaraan dunia Mobile Legends Back M4.
Big difference sebab dekat M4 nampak macam diorang ada identity crisis. They're not sure how they want to play the game. They're not sure who's going to be the carry, what kind of rotation that we're going to use.
Contohnya macam Momo cover lebih daripada satu role, Ciku juga lebih daripada 2 role sekalipun di cover. Jadi ini membuatkan pasukan tu terlalu, boleh saya katakan sedikit berselaru, hilang identiti.
Lapun digugurkan ketika ini. Sedih, ya. Kecewa, ya. Tapi apa lagi yang perlukan? Apa lagi yang kita kurang sebenarnya untuk membawa jalur gemilang ke Grand Final di peringkat yang lebih tinggi?
But for this season, like you said, they're very focused. Chiku, you only play gold lane. Chiku, you only think about how we're going to win. And everyone else is going to provide the coverage for Chiku guys. So for this season, it's definitely different where they're very focused on their own style of play, which is the Langga playstyle. But now it's almost like the lawan balik kind of Langga where you're trying to make the opponent fight you and then you win the fight eventually.
Bila player dengan coach Filipina masuk ni, dia lain sikit daripada kebiasaan kita orang buat lah. Selalu dia lebih kepada disiplin.
At first, it's hard because of the language. There are those times that I cannot understand them and they cannot understand me. But me and Jim figured it out like, okay Jim, I will tell you the instructions, then you translate it to them. So that's what happened. That's why our work get easier because of it.
Kemasukan Coach BF saya rasa dia lebih ke arah disiplin lah. Sebab kita orang ni tak ada disiplin sangat. So bila dah ada dia ni, kita orang lebih ke arah disiplin. And ingatlah motif kita nak main dan tujuan kita main sebab apa.
Kalau Ciku ni sebelum kahwin ni dia jenis kaki langgar, tak kisah kalau sebelum ni Punis kan girlfriend dia kan, dia langgar je Punis tu. Sekarang ni dah kahwin tu dia macam, okay ni wife aku kena jaga dia tak langgar dah. Itu Ciku lah.
I think he's an absolute legend. I think that he really pushes the agenda and he really knows how to test the limits, or at the very least very situationally aware of what he's capable of on a particular marksman. Although the meta has shifted and Chiku has definitely changed roles, he has to evolve with the times. I feel that Chiku is still at the age where he's adaptable, but age is eventually going to catch up to him at some point, and we just don't know when.
Kalau bagi saya, selagi saya rasa saya boleh main, walaupun tak macam orang lain kan, macam kalau main macam fast-hand main. Tapi bagi saya, benda tu tak penting, dia lebih ke arah on point lah. So selagi saya boleh on point kan benda-benda yang penting, selagi tu saya akan main lah. Kalau dah sampai masa memang tak boleh, stop lah.
Pasukan Toda meneruskan dinasti mereka. 4 berbalas kosong, 3 kali juara MPL Malaysia.
Untuk season ni ramai orang yang toksik, ramai orang yang maki, kata suruh keluar Toda, Moon dengan Ciku suruh keluar Toda apa semua. But in the end of the day, kita orang mesti dapat buat lah. So bersyukur saya sangat kepada Allah SWT yang memberi kita orang kawan-kawan yang macam family macam ni. So alhamdulillah sangat-sangat lah.
They flew out hot after their grand finals performance in MPL Philippines Season 10. And here we're seeing the rivalry of a century. The age of the Orcas is now. Echo are your M4 World Champions.
Echo books their ticket to MST and the grand finals. A rematch against Blacklist International. A rematch. Blacklist International and Echo taking the rivalry form from Season 10, taking the rivalry continued in M4. Now here we are in the grand finals of Season 11.
This is destiny moving in a way na parang kailangan pa nila mag-meet. Yung M4 World Championship, nakita natin kung ano yung naging resulta doon, nanalo yung Echo. And parang binigyan ng tadhana ng panahon na makabawi yung Blacklist or yung Echo para ma-ensure na sila talaga ang pinakamalakas na Filipino team.
Pwede po kami yan sa last day ng playoffs po sa Grand Final. Bigyan niyo po kami ng clear na pag-iisip and discipline po yun sa game na magandang kalabas ng pro.
Blacklist International will now respect back the Franco and the Kaja.
Hanap nila dun eh, no?
Binibigay, oo nga, Dragon ni Sanford for the third pick. After kasi ng Season 10 Grand Finals, marami ang nagsabi na kaya din nanalo ang Blacklist kasi parang naubusan ng Echo sa kanilang mga binaong strat. Ngayon parang ang dami. Parang malulunod siya tayo eh. Oo.
It's going to be having
Okay.
Balir. Post 5.
Hindi ganun kaganda ang ultimate ng isang Balir. So, masasabi natin medyo useless siya para sa Valentina. Hindi sila kumuha ng na ganun kaganda yung ultimate. And at the same time, parang ma-force yung Valentina na real-world manipulation lagi yung kukunin ko. Can Blacklist International do the reverse? Pero ngayon siya atay na pasobra dahil napakulit siya ni Edward dito. A beautiful switch onto the mid lane. Pero si Cortez hindi ata papayag na walang kapalit. Pero nabitin ng bahagya yung maaari niyang tawiran doon sa mga minions mula sa mid lane. Kaputod ba siya? Makikita ba siya ni Carl? Kaputod ata. King Wise.
Walang retry.
Kawan sila dito ng orange buff. Kaso nga lang siya ay may ipin sa tatlo. Wise dito, may pansalba nga ba si Oh My Pino sa Pressure Wrath. Sakto yung bitaw. Kaso nga lang hindi umabot yung altar. Oh My Pino's trying to zone everyone. Pero look at Sanji. Nomarang. Eto na, pasok King Wise. Ulit si Yawi. Si Yawi nga talaga maging target nila. Hindi na nga ito makatakas pa tungkol sa real world manipulation. Kaso nga lang natuhod sila dito. ng execution. Owl and Oh My Pinos will go down. Pero si Edward naman naghanap ng pwedeng hulihin. Naghanap siya ng pwedeng sa punutan. Pero pwede naman silang umuli pa ng isa. At mukhang maupuha nga talaga. Kaso nga lang si Carl. Sobrang kunat. Sobrang sakit. Sobrang dulas. Lahat na ibigay mo sa kanya. And sasabayan pa. Saban force the force. Pero ang dundek ng kanya. Yung pagtulak ni Yawi upang mapigilan niya yung pagtakas ni The Queen. Sinabi na ni Wolf, every time na may dragon, may follow-up na dalawa na hindi mo alam kung skill. Ganon din naman yung EVO Ultimate. Diyan na naman yung dragon ni Sanford. Talagang mag-push away dito sa members ng Blacklist International. Pero si Edward na nakapwesto, so meron silang info. Maaari silang umabol, kaso nga lang sobrang tapos ni Carl. Aray, alam niyang wala talaga magpa-burst down sa kanya, kaya sobrang tapos nila kung pumasok. Wise goes down.
Nagkakaroon ng magandang pwesto si Sanji, pati na rin si Yawi.
Subok lumaban ng Blacklist International, pero hindi the dragon ni Sanford. Hahabulin talaga yung the backline, pero masyado atang maagang na-pop yung altar. Kaya naman sila ay mapapunish bigla. Wise is down. Wala na yung retry holder, pero marireset na naman yung Lord. Awal ang pasok dito. Kaso nga naman tutulak lang yung Yawi. Tapos may paamoy-amoy pa. May palagkit-lagkit pa. Pero si The Queen na magsisave sa kanya. My goodness, go easy. The young goat. Blacklist International, they want the retaliation play. Dito na nagalit ang mga agents. Biglang may mission accomplished. Pasok si Carl this time. Nais nilang dumipensa dito mula sa push na nais gawin ng Blacklist International. May ipin nga lang dito si Yue, pero hakulit pa rin naman talaga nila. Tapos lang andun yung altar. Pero hindi magiginang para i-save si Yue. Mahihipit ata ang members ng Blacklist International dito sa magandang gitna. Nag-consume na rin yung mga spells na pwede na gamitin sana. So yung Echo, may Echo sila. Wala yung mga spells, wala yung mga skills. Maaari tayong umarangkada. Oh man, it just snap. What's he play though? Wala ka na ngayon gamitin. Si Owl! Si Owl nga talaga ang bibigyan nila. At dito na rin naman yung Dragon. Wala na si Owl. Wala na yung damage na asahan ng Blacklist International. Yung Echo, sila na ngayon na magde-decide na rekta tayo sa Lord. Napupush na sila sa mid lane. Sakto lang din yung pagbitaw noong Dragon. Tapos yung altar binitawan na rin at si Cortez, si tatahi pa. May pirma pa sa base ng Blacklist International. Sakto yung mga tusok. Kaso nga lang low na rin sila. Pero nakuha nila si Wise. Pero makapag-regen din naman agad yung members ng Blacklist International. Madedepensahan nila yung Lord. Kaso nga lang may parating pang minions. Medyo makabal mula doon sa bottom lane. At meron pang kasabay sa mid lane. Will this be it? Will Blacklist International manage to defend this? Dahil yung Echo ayaw na naman papigil. Okay, tingnan natin. Pasok ngayon. Oh my Venus, sabay sa akin force naman ni Very Cute. Hahabol naman sila sa gitna. Mukhang mahulin na di si The Queen. Pero mabilis pa naman yung Death Timer. Si Immortality Pump nga lang para kay Edward. Nakabangan nila naman may inward manipulation pa. And yung minions na something. Sapat ata. Hahabulin na sila ng mga Onka. Pero ngayon, tuloy pa rin ang depensa. Pero ang goal ng Echo ay yung base. Ang kampiyon ng LPLPH Season 11. Echo!
I came this far, nothing can stop me now. They knock me down, but they can't count me out. I can't lose, I won't lose.
Unik kinalaban ng Orcas ang Blacklist International.
I'ma keep winning.
But the better team
I'ma keep winning.
came up on top.
I'ma keep winning, winning. You can try to save yourself, but you wanna go play yourself. You can try to save yourself, but you wanna go play yourself. You can try to save yourself, but you wanna go play yourself. You can try to save yourself, but you wanna go play yourself. Yeah, you gon' need 100 men, 100 scopes, 100 cans, just for you to watch what I'm doing under the sun again. God-given gift, MC's doing the running man. If you want me to get it poppin', may cost 100 pence. Yeah, what I supply is always in the man. The throne is mine, take that. It ain't a high five, got the upper hand. I'm too real, can't fake that. Who you know put a fear in them like this? You a vampire, still suck when you bite this. They didn't think I could do it, I had to demonstrate how the flow is so heavenly, keeping demons straight. Who they fooling? I showed them the jig is up again. When I asked them who is the best, they get this to stuttering. Tell them I'ma keep winning, winning. I'ma keep winning, winning. I'ma keep winning, winning. You can try to save yourself, but you wanna go play yourself. boundary and chain. Ain't nothing can stop or restrain. We are a force to be reckoned with. Destiny, kingdom, and might. Battle like Atlas, winning with madness. Count us to practice, that is his matchless. We are the heroes here to slay. Never back down, never astray.
It's Mirko from Indonesia.
Here from California.
It's North America's favorite caster here.
I'm Diablo from IGSG.
ก็ชื่อเอจิมาจากประเทศลาว Sky TV from Echo Philippines. I'm Yawi from Echo Philippines. I am Raime from PHONEX Esport. I am from Myanmar.
I'm Chma, one of the junglers in Cambodia.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته جمهور موبايل ليجند الكريم منورين أحلى عيلة وأحلى جمهور في الدنيا.
And I just want to tell you guys all to get hype and to get excited for MSC 2023.
All the underdogs are coming from across the world to go and compete against the pros, against the favorites.
up, hand me kanal ko lang ang TikTok. With that being said, hashtag see the world and hashtag roar for MSC.
Roar for MSC.
Dan foto dah buat betul-betul and langgar semua betul-betul. Alright.
Hashtag roar for MSC. Hashtag see the world.
Franchement, challenge les roar for MSC and see the world.
Hashtag roar for MSC. Hashtag see the world. GG RG.
Roar for MSC and see the world. And Shark, I know you're hungry for first place. Outplay them, outclass them, outstyle them. Let's go get them, boys. Türkiye şampiyonasını güzel bir şekilde kazandık. Umarım MSC'de güzel şeyler yapacağız.
See the world, roar for MSC. Don't forget to watch us in MSC.
I hope you support us on MSC. See the world and roar for MSC.
It's time to roar for MSC and hashtag see the world.
Hi, ako nga po pala si Sanford Marin Binuya, also known as Sanford. Naglalaro sa Echo bilang XP-laner. Ang favorite kong FLBB hero ay si Yuzong kasi ilang beses ko na rin siya nagamit sa mga tournaments tulad sa M4, sa MPL kasi parang isa siya sa mga hero na doon ako sobrang komportable dahil lakas niya sa lane, kaya niya sumustain, and then kaya niya din pumatay sa likod ng mag-isa. And ilang beses na kami nanalo sa hero na to, and nung season 11 parang wala po ata kami talo sa paggamit ng Yuzo. Kaya siya po talaga yung pinaka-gusto kong gamitin. Opo, 100%. Gagamitin ko po talaga siya sa MC, kahit anong kalaban. Para po sa akin, real life hero ko po is yung parents ko kasi sila po yung sumuporta po sa akin nung umpisa pa, and hanggang ngayon, sila po yung dahilan kaya ginagalingan ko po.
Hi, ako po si Juliet Marin Binuya. Mami po ako ni Sanford Binuya.
Hello, ako si Jeff Binuya, father ni Sanford.
Proud po ako sa kanya dahil mabait na bata, masunurin. Lahat ng advice namin sa kanya, sinusunod niya.
Sanford kasi di alam ng karamihan ay mahihayin. Tulad nung tuwing nasa labas kami, siya nagtatago sa mga fans na.
Nung una, si Sanford, nag-a-archie lang yan nasa bahay dahil nga pandemic. Akala ko kung ano yung ginagawa niya. And then, nakikipaglaro sa mga pro player. Tapos, nung isang araw, nag-top global nga siya. Tinawagan ako ni Dogi. Nakukunin nga siya sa NXP. Ayaw man namin, pero nakita ko siya. Gusto niya talagang makapasok sa larangan NL.
Actually, yung sa akin naman, talagang tutol ako sa kanya dahil unang-una, pababayaan niya yung pag-aaral. Very important kasi sa akin yung studies other than maglaro siya. Bali, parang nagkamali akong nang inala dahil pinakita niya sa akin kung paano siya maglaro sa FPL. And dahil doon, nagkaroon na ako ng kumpiyansa na hayaan na lang siya. Sample, ang unang-una yung Panginoon. Huwag mong kalimutang nanalangin. At the same time, yung galing mo, magkumpiyansa ka lang. Dahil yan ang magdala sa'yo sa tagumpay.
Sanford, good luck galingan mo. Sana huwag kang magbago. Mahal na mahal ka namin ng papa mo. Nandito lang kami parati, laging nakasuporta sa iyo.
Thank you so much. Kasi kahit di ka naniwala nung una, sinuportahan mo pa rin ako, and lagi mo tatandaan lahat ng laro ko para sa'yo. Thank you din kasi ikaw yung #1 supporter ko, and kahit through ups and down, andiyan ka pa rin, and then para sa inyo ni Papa yung mga laro ko kaya ginagalingan ko. Thank you po pala sa mga sumuporta sa akin simula nung umpisa and mas lalo ko pang gagalingan sa paparating na MSC para makuha namin yung kampeonato para sa inyo.
Set a fire to the sky. Keep burning bright, keep the allies and enemies mesmerized. Strive for domination. Feel the pressure rising. The fight with your life and for your nation. With your devotion, emotion. Lay it on the line, the choice is yours. Offense or defense, let the courage roar. Reaching for your heart, it's up to soar. Show the world that we're the chosen one that brings the heat, the passion, the heart, the soul, and the fury. Show it all, let the world see we are legends. Stepping on the ground, no time to waste. Striving to conquer, face the foes with grace. Be the challenger, it's time to soar. Now or never, climb the rise. We will strive for more. Ain't nothing can stop or restrain. We are a force to be reckoned with. Destiny, kingdom, and might. Shining like Atlas, winning with madness. Count us to practice, that is his matchless. We are the heroes here to slay. Never back down, never astray. Fatal length. Sink or swim. Match by match, day by day. Determination, they won't let us win. S-E-A-C the world. Mission to conquer. S-E-A-C the world. We are warriors. Lay it on the line. The choice is yours. Offense or defense, let the courage roar. Reaching for new heights, it's time to soar. Now or never, climb the rise. We will strive for take the globe by storm, time to see the world. To the land of dawn as we see the world. Take the globe by storm, time to see the world. To the land of dawn as we see the world. Take the globe by storm, time to see the world. To the land of dawn as we see the world. It's not a fight, blessed with cheers and pride. Ready for the battle cry, with our might and stride. War against the heavens, set the fire to the sky. Keep burning bright, keep the allies and enemies mesmerized. Strive for domination. Feel the pressure rising. The fight with your life and for your nation. With your devotion, emotion. Lay it on the line, the choice is yours. Offense or defense, let the courage roar. Reaching for new heights, it's up to soar. Now or never, climb the rise. We will strive for more. fighting to build a legacy in this battleground for kings. We're here to show the world that we're the chosen one that brings the heat, the passion, the heart, the soul, and the fury. Show it all, let the world see we are legends. Stepping on the ground, no time to waste. Striving to conquer, face the foes, with grace. Be the challenger, it's time to soar. Now or never, climb and rise. We will strive for more. And chain, ain't nothing can stop or restrain. We are a force to be reckoned with. Destiny, kingdom, and life. Battle like Atlas, winning with madness. Count us to practice, status is matchless. We are the heroes here to slay. Never back down, never restrain. Fatal length. Sink or swim. Match by match, day by day. Determination, they won't let us win. S-E-A-C the world. Mission to conquer. S-E-A-C the world. We are warriors. Lay it on the line. The choice is yours. Offense or defense, let the courage roar. Reaching for new heights, it's time to soar. Now or never, climb and rise. We will strive for more. Take the globe by storm, time to see the world. To the land of dawn as we see the world. Take the globe by storm, time to see the world. To the land of dawn as we see the world. Take the globe by storm, time to see the world. To the land of dawn as we see the world. It's not a fight, blessed with tears and pride. Ready for the battle cry, with our might and stride. War against the heavens, set the fire to the sky. Keep burning bright, kill the allies, and enemies mesmerize. Strive for domination. Feel the pressure rising. The fight with your life and for your nation. With your devotion, emotion. Lay it on the line, the choice is yours. Offense or defense, let the courage roar. Reaching for new heights, it's time to soar. Now or never, climb and rise. We will strive for more. Take the globe by storm, time to see the world. To the land of dawn as we see the world. We're fighting to build a legacy in this battleground for kings. We're here to show the world that we're the chosen one that brings the heat, the passion, the heart, the soul, and the fury. Show it all, let the world see we are legends. Stepping on the ground, no time to waste. Striving to conquer, face the foes with grace. Be the challenger, it's time to soar. Now or never, climb and rise. We will strive for more. Take the globe by storm, time to see the world. To the land of dawn as we see the world. Take the globe by storm, time to see the world. To the land of dawn as we see the world. Hey, 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 break every boundary and chain. Ain't nothing can stop or restrain. We are a force to be reckoned with. Destiny, kingdom, and life. Battle like Atlas, winning with madness. Count us to practice, status is matchless. We are the heroes here to slay. Never back down, never restrain. Fatal length. Sink or swim. Match by match, day by day. Determination, they won't let us wait. S-E-A-C the world, mission to conquer. S-E-A-C the world, we are warriors. Lay it on the line, the choice is yours. Offense or defense, let the courage roar. Reaching for new heights, it's time to soar. Now or never, climb the rise, as we will strive for. Set the fire to the sky. Keep burning bright, kill the allies and enemies mesmerized. Strive for domination. Feel the pressure rising. Fight with your life and for your nation. With your devotion, emotion. Lay it on the line, the choice is yours. Offense or defense, let the courage roar. Reaching for new heights, it's time to soar. The world that we're the chosen one that brings the heat, the passion, the heart, the soul, and the fury. Show it all, let the world see we are legends. Stepping on the ground, no time to waste. Striving to conquer, face the foes with grace. Be the challenger, it's time to soar. Now or never, climb and rise. We will strive for more. Nothing can stop or restrain. We are a force to be reckoned with. Destiny, kingdom, and might. Battle like Atlas, winning with madness. Count us to practice, that is his matchless. We are the heroes here to slay. Never back down, never astray. Fatal length. Sink or swim. Match by match, day by day. Determination, they won't let us win. S-E-A-C the world. Mission to conquer. S-E-A-C the world. We are warriors. Lay it on the line. The choice is yours. Offense or defense, let the courage roar. Reaching for new heights, it's time to soar. Now or never, climb and rise, as we will strive for. Take the globe by storm, time to see the world. To the land of dawn, start a fight. Blessed with tears and pride. Ready for the battle cry. With our might and stride. War against the heavens. Set the fire to the sky. Keep burning bright. Kill the allies. And enemies mesmerize. Strive for domination. Feel the pressure rising. Fight with your life and for your nation. With your devotion, emotion. Lay it on the line. The choice is yours. Offense or defense. Let the courage roar. Reaching for new heights. It's up to soar. Now or never, time to rise. We will strive for more. For kings, we're here to show the world that we're the chosen one that brings the heat, the passion, the heart, the soul, and the fury. Show it all, let the world see we are legends. Stepping on the ground, no time to waste. Striving to conquer, face the foes, break grace, be the challenger. It's time to soar. Now or never, climb and rise. We will strive for more. Chain. Ain't nothing can stop or restrain. We are a force to be reckoned with. Destiny, kingdom, and mass. Battle like Atlas, winning with madness. Count us to practice, that is his match. As we are the heroes here to slay. Never back down, never restrain. Fatal length. Sink or swim. Match by match, day by day. Determination, they won't let us swim. S-E-A-C the world. Mission to conquer. S-E-A-C the world. We are warriors. Lay it on the line. The choice is yours. Offense or defense. Let the courage roar. Reaching for new heights. It's time to soar. Now or never, climb and rise. As we will start for take the globe by storm. Time to see the world. To the land of dawn as we see the world. Take the globe by storm. Time to see the world. To the land of dawn as we see the world. Take the globe by storm. Time to see the world. To the land of dawn as we see the world. Start a fight. Blessed with tears and pride. Ready for the battle cry. With our might and stride. War against the heavens. Set the fire to the sky. Keep burning bright. Kill the allies. And enemies mesmerize. Strive for domination. Feel the pressure rising. Fight with your life and for your nation. With your devotion, emotion. Lay it on the line. The choice is yours. Offense or defense. Let the courage roar. Reaching for new heights. It's up to soar. Now or never, climb and rise. We will strive for more. Take the globe by storm. Time to see the world. To the land of dawn as we see the world. We're fighting to build a legacy in this battleground for kings. We're here to show the world that we're the chosen one that brings the heat, the passion, the heart, the soul, and the fury. Show it all, let the world see we are legends. Stepping on the ground, no time to waste. Striving to conquer, face the foes, break grace. reckoned with. Destiny, kingdom, and life. Battle like Atlas, winning with madness. Count us to practice, that is his matchless. We are the heroes here to slay. Never back down, never astray. Fatal length. Sink or swim. Match by match, day by day. Determination, they won't let us play. S-E-A-C the world. Mission to conquer. S-E-A-C the world. We are warriors. Lay it on the line. The choice is yours. Offense or defense. Let the courage roar. Reaching for new heights. It's time to soar. Now or never, climb the rise as we will strive for. Set the fire to the sky. Keep burning bright, kill the allies and enemies mesmerized. Strive for domination. Feel the pressure rising. Fight with your life and for your nation. With your devotion, emotion. Lay it on the line. The choice is yours. Offense or defense. Let the courage roar. Reaching for new heights. It's time to soar. The world that we're the chosen one that brings the heat, the passion, the heart, the soul, and the fury. Show it all, let the world see we are legends. Stepping on the ground, no time to waste. Striving to conquer, face the foes with grace. Be the challenger. It's time to soar. Now or never, climb the rise. We will strive for more. Chain. Ain't nothing can stop or restrain. We are a force to be reckoned with. Destiny, kingdom, and life. Battle like Atlas, winning with madness. Count us to practice, that is his matchless. We are the heroes here to slay. Never back down, never astray. Fatal length. Sink or swim. Match by match, day by day. Determination, they won't let us play. S-E-A-C the world. Mission to conquer. S-E-A-C the world. We are warriors. Lay it on the line. The choice is yours. Offense or defense. Let the courage roar. Reaching for new heights. It's time to soar. Now or never, climb the rise as we will strive for. tears and pride. Ready for the battle cry, with our might and stride. War against the heavens, set the fire to the sky. Keep burning bright, kill the allies, and enemies mesmerized. Strive for domination. Feel the pressure rising. Fight with your life and for your nation. With your devotion, emotion. Lay it on the line, the choice is yours. Offense or defense, let the courage war. Reaching for new heights, it's up to soar. Now or never, climb and rise. We will strive for more. Take the globe by storm, time to see the world. To the land of dawn as we see the world. We're fighting to build a legacy in this battleground for kings. We're here to show the world that we're the chosen one that brings the heat, the passion, the heart, the soul, and the fury. Show it all, let the world see we are legends. Stepping on the ground, no time to waste. Striving to conquer, face the foes, make grace. Be the challenger, it's time to soar. Now or never, climb and rise. We will start for more. Take the globe by storm, time to see the world. To the land of dawn as we see the world. Take the globe by storm, time to see the world. To the land of dawn as we see the world. Hey, 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 hey. Break every boundary and chain. Ain't nothing can stop or restrain. We are a force to be reckoned with. Destiny, kingdom, and mass. Battle like Atlas, winning with madness. Count us to practice, that is his match. As we are the heroes here to slay. Never back down, never astray. Fatal length. Sink or swim. Match by match, day by day. Determination, they won't let us sway. S-E-A-C the world. Mission to conquer. S-E-A-C the world. We are warriors. Lay it on the line. The choice is yours. Offense or defense, let the courage war. Reaching for new heights, it's time to soar. Now or never, climb and rise as we will strive for more. Take the globe by storm, time to see the world. To the land of dawn as we see the world. Take the globe by storm, time to see the world. To the land of dawn as we see the world. Take the globe by storm, time to see the world. To the land of dawn as we see the world. It's not a fight, blessed with tears and pride. Ready for the battle cry, with our might and stride. War against the heavens, set the fire to the sky. Keep burning bright, kill the allies, and enemies mesmerized. Strive for domination. Feel the pressure rising. Fight with your life and for your nation. With your devotion, emotion. Lay it on the line, the choice is yours. Offense or defense, let the courage war. Reaching for new heights, it's up to soar. Now or never, climb and rise. We will strive for more. Take the globe by storm, time to see the world. To the land of dawn as we see the world. We're fighting to build a legacy in this battleground for kings. We're here to show the world that we're the chosen one that brings the heat, the passion, the heart, the soul, and the fury. Show it all, let the world see we are legends. Stepping on the ground, no time to waste. Striving to conquer, face the foes, make grace. Be the challenger, it's time to reckoned with. Destiny, kingdom, and life. Battle like Atlas, winning with madness. Countless of practice, status is matchless. We are the heroes here to slay. Never back down, never astray. Fatal length. Sink or swim. Match by match, day by day. Determination, they won't let us sway. S-E-A-C the world. Mission to conquer. S-E-A-C the world. We are warriors. Lay it on the line. The choice is yours. Offense or defense. Let the courage roar. Reaching for new heights. It's time to soar. Now or never, climb and rise. As we will start for more. Take the globe by storm. Time to see the world. To the land of dawn as we see the world. Take the globe by storm. Time to see the world. To the land of dawn as we see the world. Take the globe by storm, time to see the world. To the land of dawn as we see the world. Start a fight, blessed with tears and pride. Ready for the battle cry, with our might and stride. War against the heavens, set the fire to the sky. Keep burning bright, kill the allies, and enemies mesmerize. Strive for domination. Feel the pressure rising. The fight with your life and for your nation. With your devotion, emotion. Lay it on the line. The choice is yours. Offense or defense. Let the courage roar. Reaching for new heights. It's time to soar. Now or never, climb and rise. We will strive for more. Take the globe by storm. Time to see the world. To the land of dawn as we see the world. We're fighting to build a legacy in this better ground for kings. We're here to show the world that we're the chosen one that brings the heat, the passion, the heart, the soul, and the fury. Show it all, let the world see we are legends. Stepping on the ground, no time to waste. Striving to conquer, face the foes, break grace, be the challenger. It's time to soar. Now or never, climb and rise. We will strive for more. Take the globe by storm, time to see the world. To the land of dawn as we see the world. Take the globe by storm, time to see the world. To the land of dawn as we see the world. Hey, 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 break every boundary and chain. Ain't nothing can stop or restrain. We are a force to be reckoned with. Destiny, kingdom, and life.
Welcome back, everybody. And this is the intense knockout stage of MSc 2023. My name is Mara Aquino, your host, and here with me, the dashing Rabi.
Whoa, you know that. The last match, I was so excited and my heart pumping so hard. And I can't believe that. And I believe that the crowd are ready and so excited too.
That's right, because the last series of the day is a heavyweight matchup. This is a highly anticipated match between two Indonesian giants as they prepare to lock horns in a battle that will surely be remembered. A rematch of MPL Indonesia Season 11 Grand Finals. It is the Sky Kings ONIC going up against the M1 World Champions, EVOS Legends.
អ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាដឹងអត់ថាថ្ងៃនេះគឺជាថ្ងៃមួយដែលពិសេសមែនទែនដែលនៅក្នុងប្រវត្តិសាស្ត្ររបស់ MSC ដែលមិនធ្លាប់មានពីមុនមកនោះគឺការប៉ះរវាង ONIC ជាមួយនឹង EVOS Legends ដែលមកពីប្រទេស Indonesia តែមួយតែម្ដង តើនឹងទៅជាយ៉ាងណានៅក្នុង season មួយនេះរងចាំទាំងអស់គ្នា and now the stakes are higher than ever and now we need your support and energy let's hype up the fans here
That's right. Oh, how about you take on the EVOS Legends fans?
Sure.
I'm gonna take on ONIC Indonesia. How about that? You go first.
Why not? So អ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាដែលជា fan របស់ EVOS Legend កុំឲ្យខ្ញុំបាក់មុខ Okay? So make some noise for EVOS Legend!
Wow!
Okay ម្ដងទៀតខ្ញុំនឹងថា EVOS អ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នានឹងថា Roar Okay? Let's count EVOS EVOS EVOS
Okay. I think the ONIC fans can do better than that. When I say go, you say ONIC. Go. Go. One more time, everybody. Go. I love it.
What about the two at the same time? The fans of ONIC once again. Once again, please. And what about EVOS Legend? EVOS. Yes.
How about I do this? When I say EVOS, you say roar. EVOS! EVOS! Go! Go! I love it! I can feel the energy in here, and I know for a fact
That's a
that
perfect
EVOS
energy.
Legends and ONIC Indonesia have millions of fans all across the globe. So for everybody watching right now, go ahead. Tell us who you're voting for. Take out your phones, your tablets, use your keyboard. Comment down in the comment section below. Let us know who you want to win. Now, whatever happened a few months ago during their MPL season, that's all in the past. Because now, it's a higher stake. It's for bragging rights. Because this is the Mobile Legends Bang Bang Southeast Asia Cup 2023. So we're gonna go now to our casters. Let's take it to see the world.
Hanya bisa satu. There can only be one. And here in the first match of the knockout stage, on their brackets, we see ONIC going up against EVOS one more time. Welcome, my boy, at your service. My name is Leo. Here on the desk with our esteemed guest, Ripo, one more time.
Hello,
and of
yeah.
course, Abstract, Lafel, and Wolf.
Honestly, looking at the crowd reaction, I don't know, it kind of feels 50-50, but for me personally, go ONIC.
It's a classic.
Do you say EVOS?
I say go ONIC.
Oh,
go ONIC. I mean, I don't know. We haven't seen the prediction, but for now, so far it does seem like ONIC. But Ripo, why going for ONIC?
Because I know ONIC is a champion on MPL season 11 ID, so I choose ONIC.
Fun fact, 10 games, EVOS going up against ONIC, EVOS only won once. Season 10, I think.
1 in 10.
Wow. 1 in 10.
1 in 10. Speaking of season 10, Ripo, you were still in MPL Indonesia in season 10. Can you tell me what it's like facing off against both ONIC and EVOS? Let's talk about ONIC first, because again, they're the champions.
Okay, so for me, ONIC maybe it's a little bit hard because the opponent is very strong, especially have Kyrie. So for me, I'm already facing them in MPL ID, so they're really hard to fight. But for me, EVOS is a curse for BTR.
Oh, okay, just specifically BTR. All right, well, he would know. Abstract, as a observer from MPL Singapore, what's it looking like now? Because maybe we can see some optimism from you. Just maybe.
Just maybe. Okay, so that sounds great and all, but unfortunately, ONIC is really leading the charts. I believe that a lot of Singaporeans is also a big fan of ONIC. You know, the entire branding and all. Yes, we do used to have an EVOS SG in Singapore, but unfortunately, after that has been disbanded. You know, so we don't really have the EVOS name in Singapore anymore. But looking at the other regions, yes, we'll definitely get some people to kind of convert and transfer and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, ONIC is still the big boys.
It looks like it's a tough hill to climb here, to claw through for EVOS. But real quick, we would like to thank everyone making MSC 2023 possible. Once more, we'd like to give a special shout out to Secret Lab, our official gaming chair partner. When it comes to built-in lumbar support that you can adjust to your spine, an incredible magnetic memory foam head pillow, and brand new fabrics to enhance the perfect designs, enjoy the same performance advantage trusted by the world's biggest esports tournaments at secretlab.co. MSC 2022 is also powered by Moonton, supported by ROG, the official gaming phone, and Secret Lab, our official chair partner. Thank you all so much. Now, Wolf, talk to me about this. Is there a chance? Is there something that EVOS might be able to pull out? Because again, it looks like even this desk is very much for ONIC.
You know, if I can set aside my analyst brain
Sure.
and just put on my coaching heart, I would love to see Dilar in there. That's the only chance for them to win. But kidding aside, I think it's ONIC with Coach Yeb in there as well as Kyrie. I trust these guys so much. But the thing is, all four members or other four members of ONIC that's in the starting five is just so good at the game.
Right now, we're going to look at the brackets, boys, because for now, we got to look at the only last match, best of 5, is already going up against EVOS. And after this, we will see who we're going up against Echo. Now, I got to say, right, because of the story between ONIC going up against EVOS, I kind of feel like this is a point where, in terms of storyline, ONIC, a lot have said during this international tournaments, they choke. And EVOS, I kind of feel like if they're number 2 for a very long time, they've got to be starving. They got to be really hungry here. So in terms of storyline, I kind of say a lot more is on the shoulders of EVOS, but on it, I kind of feel like they have as well, because you got to make sure that you perform well. You don't choke going up against EVOS.
Speaking of, let's dig into that real quick. Ripo, why is EVOS a curse for your former team? Why is EVOS a curse for BTR?
I don't know, but every time BTR meet EVOS always lose. It's a curse. It always and always.
EVOS always lose.
Yes.
Oh, EVOS always lose.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you know what?
So Bigatron is kind of like
not good for EVOS as well.
So all the more EVOS just can't catch a break. It seems like even their run throughout the grand finals, throughout the playoffs of MPL season 11. You watched that, right?
Yeah, I watched that.
Everything was almost always 5 games.
Yeah.
How does a team like that work? Ripo, talk to me about that, because let's say you're in a series, right?
Yeah.
You lose game 1, you lose game 2. It's best of 5.
Yeah.
How does EVOS do that?
Maybe they reset their mindset, and then the coach giving them strategy or something good to them. Like, for example, you can do it. You guys can do it. I know you can. Okay, you must do this, do that. Know the enemy strategy. So, yeah.
LaFell, does that work?
Okay, here's the thing. I got one question directly for Ripo. And it translates between him and Brands as well, because the headlines here, Clash of the Indonesian Titans. Now, I gotta say, right, Ripo, the king of taunting. You're used to people giving you the attention, right? But right now, Brands, we gotta put this out there, right? A lot of attention is on Brands. He even has his own theme song, right? Yeah. But for you, Ripo, how would Brands handle that stress?
Maybe just don't figure out.
Okay.
Don't picky.
All right, we're gonna jump on that a little bit later, because now
I hope to see more of Brands, and we no longer have to wait. He's coming on stage alongside the rest of the teams and players going in. First up, let's bring in our marshals. They're here to facilitate the game and ensure fair play and esports integrity. First up, hovering over the clouds, it's the Sky Kings making their entrance with confidence and grace. Let's make some noise for ONIC!
They are the back-to-back MPL Indonesia champions, and they won MSC back in 2019.
They have done it once, and they know they can do it twice, just like against their upcoming opponents. They know they can defeat EVOS Legends.
Here they come. It has never been a smooth ride for the White Tigers. They are accustomed to various hurdles thrown at them, but this time they are ready to overcome. Let's roar for EVOS Legends!
As the players march on the stage, we have to remember, time and time again, EVOS Legends are capable of delivering miracles.
They have a solid coaching staff and formidable players on the roster.
Now on stage, we have Coach Yeb, their analyst Addy for ONIC, and of course Coach Age and Taxstump as their analyst for EVOS.
Looking at both teams, they're looking both very, very stacked. And again, This is going to be a best of 5. I wonder, will we go all 5 games, or it's going to be the repeat of the finals of MPLID, and it will be a clean sweep.
The last time that these two teams have faced off in the grand final stage of MPL Season 11, it was not only a 4-0, it was 4 dominant games. There was no breathing room for EVOS because of this squad. ONIC, led by Kyrie, the Filipino among 4 Indonesians, Chewe, Boots, Sans, as well as Kiboy, is so good at the game.
Kyrie, he is the one. Ripo, do you agree? He's still the star player for ONIC.
Yes, he's the key of the ONIC.
I thought that, yes, we are definitely looking at Kyrie as one of the main big names in ONIC. And back then, everyone is just going on Kyrie Esports. But I think upcoming, whatever that ONIC have shown us, it doesn't seem like it's all about Kyrie anymore. Every single one of these players have individually stepped up.
Besides Kyrie, who else should EVOS be looking at?
Chewe and Keyboy. No, Sans.
Okay, that's all of them.
Yeah, with that being said, we got to introduce the lineup for EVOS, Brands, Taz, Psychots, Hijime, as well as Dreams. And I got to say, man, a lot of attention onto Brands, but so far, the ones that's really making the play is Taz. Taz is doing so much for the team of EVOS Legends.
There was a lot of growth onto Taz. He played differently in Season 10. He played position 4, actually played mid lane, but sometimes when the Fanny's picked up, he's going to play the jungle. This time, Season 11, you saw him really just focus on playing the jungle. And not only the Fanny, not only the Assassins, he also played tank junglers as well. There's a lot of growth and development for Taz, and I do agree with you. He is somebody that you have to look at EVOS. Don't look at Brands only. Taz has been I would say the glue of the entirety of EVOS.
Ripo, what can you say about Taz? He's grown so much from the finals of MPL Season 11 and then now in MSC, especially in the group stage.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's very good. Especially Fanny. Wow. Is really...
I gotta ask Ripo for Psychots. A lot has been saying Psychots can only use the Yuzong. Other than that, not so well. Maybe even the Lapu Lapu. You're an XP leader. What do you think about Psychots?
Psychot, really good. Really good. Especially he using Yuzong, but need to have bigger pull.
Yeah.
Not only using Yuzong. So, yeah, because I also facing him in the scrim. So, yeah, it's fair.
Ironically, you know, the fact that he is playing a lot of Yuzong and Lapu Lapu, when it comes down to their individual MPL, his win rates for these are not necessarily very high. With Yuzong 50% win rate and Lapu Lapu with 53% win rate.
Oh, now we have Indo Pride on the line. Both want to move on. Here are the accolades for both ONIC and EVOS. Check it out. We've got multiple championships. In one,
wow,
we have a lot of MPL championships. But again, when it comes to international, might be troubling. I'm talking about ONIC. But for EVOS, though, they were the M1 champions. In the infancy of our esports, they took to the stage. They stood up there.
And what a way to win, right? Because it was a reverse sweep. But again, we got to move with the times. Now, it seems like, because I got to say, in terms of the accolades, right? ONIC, they had 2 different versions of ONIC. There was once, like, it was the Kage era.
That's right.
That was an amazing era for ONIC. And then they slowed down a bit. And now with Kai, they're rising back up. So I would say this is like the second generation of amazing ONIC.
Yep, and here we have a comparison between the junglers, and you see how well built both of them are in the specialties that they both have.
I remember Kyrie. There was a time where I was working with Kyrie as a coach, and he was talking about the pattern of how he played the Fanny was from Taz DD when Taz DD was a thing, because he was playing MDL, right? Or not even MDL back then, but he was a famous streamer as well, famous in the highlights because he was really good. But now Kyrie has definitely surpassed so many of those heroes. And the thing with Kyrie, the most, I would say, impressive thing that he did in between Season 9 of MPLPH to Season 10 of MPLID and 11 was to actually use tank junglers, with Balmond, for example, being in there, but of course, Akai as well as Fredrin.
Yep, he debuted Balmond here at MSC in the group stage, and to much success against Burn X Flash. Now, to think, what might Kyrie bring out this time? Because he's debuted some picks. You think EVO's gonna give him the Fanny?
Maybe, but I think EVOS is afraid because EVOS is really hunger to win. So I think they should ban Fanny. if
Right.
they want to win this game.
Right now, I kind of want to ask the question: if ONIC bans out the Yuzong from EVOS, will EVOS have problems?
A little bit, because like the only the hero can go to bad line is Yuzong and also Lapu. But if only picking the Lapu, so it's really hard for EVOS.
Oh, here's a few words from the one, the Sky King Kairi. I think it's either Blacklist or Echo who he wants to face in the grand finals. Maybe Blacklist because they're the only ones who actually got a hard time with in MPL Philippines Season 8 and in M3. If there's no Blacklist, maybe I already have like 2 championships. And Echo, of course, because they're right now the best team. So yeah, he wants to meet the Filipino champions.
He misses home.
I mean, he will get his wish eventually, by the way. So
some way, somehow,
he's gonna meet Echo first if he wins against EVOS, and then after this, if Blacklist drops down for next Splash, he's gonna meet them as well.
Well, there's a lot of foresight from you already, Lafel. But what I do like to take note is that Kyrie's the kind of kid that actually wants to play the best team all the time. He doesn't want to play like he wants to skip to the best part already all the time. He's not afraid to be challenged.
Enemy protagonist then.
Exactly.
Well, right now, I was thinking of, on the esports, what can they possibly show us? I mean, so far it kind of seems as though they may still be, hiding some tricks within their sleeves. They've mostly been playing more assassin, junglers kind of thing, and even a Bomberman coming into the group stages. He played a lot of Fredrin when it comes down to the MPL ID, but we haven't seen him play it once in the MSC.
What about the Alpha? What about the Bane? So far, we've seen our teams being utilizing it quite well. I kind of feel like Kyrie, Alpha might be a better one just because Kyrie does seem to be the type where I see an opportunity for a kill. I kind of want to go in for the kill.
Oh, here's another look at Kyrie versus Taz in this head-to-head. Ripo, you saw how Taz played in the group stage, right? He's popping off.
Yeah.
It looked like EVOS Legends was now playing around Taz instead of playing around Brands. You think that's a good direction? You think they should start now letting Taz do his thing?
Yeah, maybe, because Taz is the jungler of the EVOS, so it's meaning that it's the heart of the EVOS. He's taking objectives, all of that, so Taz need to do his job.
Oh, well, came from Ripo himself. And now let's look at our predictions across the board. Just add another porcupine, right? Ripo, just put it in there?
Yeah, should be adding me. Like Ripo, ONIC.
There you go.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, okay, looking at the table, it is full on ONIC, but again, EVOS, because there's a reasoning, right, behind this, because we're going to talk about history, because even EVOS, they always talk about history, and one champs, but against ONIC, it almost seems like ONIC is the kryptonite for EVOS right now. It's same as BTR, or maybe it's just because of Repo effect, but going up against this game, this time, Taz is looking pretty good. I kind of feel like, in my heart, Taz alone is not enough. And I'm not even just talking about Brands. I kind of feel like Hijumi needs to step up as well, because going up against Sans, there's going to be quite a big threat that they have to handle.
Yeah, that's a long list, Lafel, and I will not complain to that.
It's the Echo Toda problem. Everyone's a problem at Echo.
Which I agree with you. I think ONIC has mastered this game, and particularly on how they matured as a team, that they will not go for the 50-50 play anymore. They want to really just go for the best play possible in each of the situations.
My pick so far, it really just boils down to the fact that EVOS Legends hasn't really been very consistent. So that is the main question for today's first game between ONIC and EVOS. How is their game gonna be like? Will they be consistent?
Let's get into the draft here. Game 1 is ONIC's choice. Do they want to go blue? Do they want to go red? First pick or second pick? As the draft unfolds, it looks like ONIC wants to go red side. They want to get those 2 picks. Ripo, how do you feel about the metagame right now? What's stronger, first pick or second?
For me, it's second pick, because like second pick can counter first pick. So I think second pick is really good right now.
Oh, and I think that's why ONIC chose that, right?
Yes.
Strong side. There goes the Fanny and the Joy. Coach Age taking that out, while Coach Yeb answers back by taking out the Lancelot and Claude. He's attacking Taz and Brands.
Hey, you know what? Full respect, but yeah, you asked about the Fanny. The Fanny has been banned, but I gotta ask Wolf here, because a lot of specialized picks, right? A lot of respect bans here being banned out. Quite a lot of the meta is open. What do you think should be prioritized?
Probably the Varya. We will go down to that route where the Varya will be the priority, but also like as boring as it sounds, Fredrin is going to be there. And Arlott, the three heroes that I'm looking at here. I think that there will be a trade-off between the Arlott as well as the Fredrin. But between these two teams, I think you pick up Novaria first.
Maybe for me, it's Kaja. Yeah.
Oh, right. Kaja is open.
Also Fallen.
Yeah, Valentina is also pretty good, especially now that the Eve has been banned out, the box doesn't exist. So in a way, if later in the pickup bands you want to pick up the Faramis, you kind of can, as long as you have a good composition for it. But again, a lot is open. The Kaja is open, the Novaria is open, and like we've said, if you want to go a bit boring, even the Fredrin.
Yep.
Which I kind of feel like, nah, you got to give it Taz a carry type of hero, you know?
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be... Alright, so definitely Novaria. And how do you answer with this if you're ONIC? Just go for your typical place like a Kaja. I think something along the lines of Kaja and Valentina.
Yeah.
See value in me? It looks like they're the ones who are the boring ones.
Boring.
But can be flexed. Again, Boots can play this. Ripo, when and how do you say Fredrin is going to the XP lane?
It's really good because the early pick we can flex. So like they already pick Fredrin, so they can flex the Fredrin. So makes the coach of the EVOS like a little bit like messy. Like, what? I don't know the Fredrin will go to jungle or EXP.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder if that's what Coach Yeb and Adi want to do. They do pick up the Kadira to close up their first two picks. Abstract, what are you thinking of? What's the trade?
Honestly, right now, the main thing that I'm looking at is the fact that, yes, Fredrin has been picked up. The matter of fact is, Fredrin is a very tough frontliner. Yep. Does EVOS really want to immediately pick up a carry for themselves just so that they don't deny ONIC from taking it away?
Yep. I agree with the carry. I think it's a Brand's hero, although he hasn't really been successful with it, but it's traditionally a Brand's hero. And then you pick up something like a Farside, or a Valentina, but you already have the Novaria, so you want to keep that until the late portions.
Can we flex the Novaria though?
Yes, you can.
The roamer.
Yeah. So maybe you go Yuzhong carry here, if you're EVOS.
Oh yeah, we've been talking about Yuzhong.
I think Beatrix pretty fine as well.
There it is.
Oh, okay.
Psychots!
Wow.
And there's a Beatrix. So, yeah, they prefer the coverage.
Oh,
but wait!
Wow! Immediate!
Is that Boots? Is that Boots?
Yes, he said Marsha EXP.
Confirmed, okay.
Okay, so the main idea for ONIC is they just want to have the Masha to just run right straight through everyone just for the Beatrix.
Yeah, do you agree, Ripple? Like, you're an EXP laner. Playing the Masha against the Beatrix, how does that feel?
Yeah, really good. It's
really
good? Great counter for Beatrix.
One hit ult?
Yeah, one hit ult.
Yep, I definitely agree. I think this is this is such a Yeba. You see, this is just a Raja Yeba pick.
Yeah, I spent a few minutes with him talking, and he said that in the scrims prior to MSC, they were trying a lot of heroes, and now it's showing.
Yep, and I think you're just gonna let it all out. In the first game against EVOS, they pick up the Masha. But now this is ONIC just correcting, just trying to shut down Taz and maybe force him to pick up the Assassin. Picking up this ban on the Akai might be followed up by perhaps a Martis, so that they'll definitely have this Fredrin, which we now confirm is going to be the jungler.
Right now, my only question is, now that you see the Yuzong as well as the Novaria, what kind of marksman is going to be good here going up against the Yuzong? Because I kind of feel like a lot that you still have in the pool right now might not be so good.
Ripo, when you're a Yuzong, what's one of the harder marksmen to kill?
Need some stitches? I can help.
Maybe Kari.
Carry.
Carry's still open?
Yeah, still open. They can probably pick.
Yep.
How about Brody though? Brody being able to, kind of stun and immediately get the distance away?
Yeah, but for me, Brody is a little bit hard meeting the Yuzong. Better Kari, because Kari can really dealing damage a lot.
Plus, I think Carry can use the Purify. The Brody Purify is kind of like,
It's much slower.
Yeah.
Here we read into it, of course. Again, ONIC will try to corner Taz into picking an Assassin, which will again also make that Masha all the more valuable.
Exactly. So you ban on Carry or Brody here for EVOS. Of course, Carry is I would say the more.
I would say
Magic is my
Harriet, of course. Chadwick can play that.
Okay, so now they try to close up here. Ripo, when you try to dive as a Yuzhong and then you see a Harith, is that hard too?
Yeah, it's hard, really hard. Because he's dashing, chrono dash, so really hard.
So far, all the marksman picks are pretty much denied away for our dear friend CW, right?
Yeah.
So he's played a lot of Claude, a lot of Melissa, a lot of Beatrix, and all of which are unavailable. In fact, 1-1 even. So if we kind of look into what he has played before, more of the comfort picks per se, it kind of seems as though the only few ones that's available is and makes sense is carry.
Yep. As we wait for what Chewe will pick up. Sans here, the least deaths among all the players in MSC. 3 times, just 3 times?
Whoa,
Wait.
Okay, Valentina. So position 5, Kadita. I think there's a big chance that this will be like a Franco and maybe Franco as well as Ling as the last 2 picks for EVOS.
I don't know, man. The Ling here is going to be quite risky because not a lot of good targets you want to kill instantly.
Nope.
I gotta say, even the the Hayabusa maybe not the best as well. A lot of ways to handle, especially with the Kadita being there. So I kind of feel like, yeah, having the assassin would be very interesting, but not a lot of options. Any options kind of feel like a bit boxy.
What's the real threat coming from ONIC?
Wow! Well, I guess the Baxia is an interesting pick.
Okay. You know, back in M1, it was EVOS who...
Still a good carry game, though.
It's their counter to the Masha. It's the Baxia.
Yep.
Anti-sustain.
It works, and now they have a Diggy as well. It's Dreams are rocking that.
So you go carry.
How do you feel about the Baxia?
Really good because can sustain all the damage in the front line. So yeah, very good.
Okay.
Also, the enemy don't have any burst, especially if they PMM carry.
I kind of feel like it's very good adding pressure as well because the Baxia can move around the map very, very fast. You can clear the jungle creeps. I would say relative towards a Fredrin as well. And as we expected, this is going to be the carry. And early game, I kind of feel like the Baxia will be able to handle the carry. So honestly, personally for me, guys, looking at both drafts, I'm looking at EVOS. If they can pick up the tempo, it's a pretty good game for EVOS.
I think so far EVOS has got quite a lot of lane priority, right? Even when it comes down to the middle lane, even when it comes down to the gold lane, a little bit, you know, a bit of a 50-50 despite going up against the carry. I'm expecting that ONIC will probably put a little bit more pressure down onto the bottom lane.
Right now,
across the world, they also scream, "Go ONIC!" So I'm wondering, where are all the EVOS fans? They're gonna need all your support. I agree. So far, EVOS Legends draft, it's very frugal. They only really need to give farm to the Beatrix and to the Novaria, and then they can get into business. Repo, real quick, one more time. Who do you think is going to take game 1?
From the draft, I think EVOS. If he keep the tempo, I think they will win this game.
All right. Draft alone doesn't speak much, but let's get into game number 1 here, gentlemen.
White Tigers going up against the Yellow Porcupine. We gotta see EVOS Legends. Can they take up the tempo? Can they punish ONIC? Let's go into game number 1 in this best of 5 series.
All right, to talk about tempo, this is Baxia. This is probably one of the top ones or top 3 when it comes to controlling the tempo. You clear the lane so fast, you clear the jungle so fast, you might be able to overwhelm the Fredrin.
I thought that the real interesting thing is that EVOS Legends pretty much have lane priority for every single one of these lanes. So if they continue to really keep up with their rotations, ONIC may actually lose quite a lot of these pressure right smack in the early game.
Right now, Dreams as well. Honestly, looking at Dreams using this Diggy, I'm really interested to see what kind of roam item is going for. If it's going for the Encourage, I kind of feel like it's going to be very, very good for the team, especially if he's just making sure that he uses ult to make sure that Keyboy doesn't get a good engage.
Now, I talked about the fact that EVOS pretty much have got the priority as well as the fact that they've got more or less early game. But I don't see a lot of reliable stun, reliable lockdown, aside from the fact that Dream S does have the reverse time.
Not gonna lie, man, I kind of feel like with this kind of draft, as long as Psychots as well as Taz can have a very good setup, like they could frontline, I kind of feel like everything else will be given to them for the damage coming in from Bronze as well as Hijime.
I think the last 2 picks coming out from EVOS were very good. The Diggy kind of solves a lot of their problems, especially like protecting the Beatrix from the Masha. You also have the Diggy to protect the Beatrix away from this Kadita. So there's a lot of like engaged potential coming out from the side of EVO. So if they do play around that kind of playstyle, they can take this game.
I saw the encourage on the Diggy, so I kind of feel like in this game, honestly, if they don't want to engage, it's totally fine. They could just siege with the Beatrix alone. I agree. Now the turtle has been started by both Kyrie as well as Taz.
And Zaycons immediately grunts himself into the Black Dragon form. Taz as well. Zaycons just waiting for the perfect time to jump eventually onto Kyrie. But unfortunately, Kyrie as well as Keyboy's HP doesn't seem to be looking very well. Kyrie still managed to take the turtle away, plus a kill down onto Zaycons. Things are not looking good as Butz immediately puts himself right in the face of Dream S. That makes Dream S go for a flicker.
I mean, that is kind of how you want to approach the fight, right? You want to make sure that the Yuzong goes in, and then Dreams making sure no crowd control can hit onto Taz. But what went wrong there?
Well, it was the go-ahead coming out from Butz. The go-ahead play that he did went in to burst down the Yuzong, really popping the Dragon Form way too early for the benefit of the side of EVOS, and losing your main tool to initiate against your opponents meant that you don't have the necessary tools around the turtle fight. So it was a well-timed initiation coming out from Butz, and then Kyrie just took care of the turtle. And by the way, very nice retribution coming out from Kyrie.
Yeah, very nice retribution for now. ONIC with a 1,000 goal lead. Keyboy is TPing in front of Dreams as well as Brands. Taz is there, already using the retribution onto Keyboy, but able to escape for now. It looks like Brands is just going to poke a bit here on the goal lane. Quite a lot of emphasis in the goal lane here.
Doesn't really seem like a small little poke, if you ask me. CW's HP doesn't seem to be looking very well. He wanted to recall, but the thing is, if he does actually recall right now, that is one entire wave that is gone for him. But at least one thing that we know of the fact is Brands is actually is a little bit under EXP, you know, as compared to CW.
For now, looking at how ONIC is moving around the map, it looks like they're kind of, in my personal opinion, they're reacting as well to what EVOS is trying to do, because we talked about this before the game starts, Wolf, where it looks like they try to put more onto Taz, but it looks like this game, they kind of want to go back to, in a way, their own basics, where they want to put a lot of emphasis on Brands' lane.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they didn't win the first turtle fight despite having this backsha means that they really now have to focus on Taz. So Brands, I mean, so that's the win condition. And it's going to be very difficult. Sans holding on to the Diggy ultimate, this is massive for ONIC.
Yeah, super massive now, especially even if Psychots comes in, there's going to be a way to challenge that. Now the Lord is half HP. Taz thinking about resetting it, and now Keyboy goes in.
The turtle is just going to be immediately melted down. Kyrie still takes the turtle. It seemed as though Brands could have gotten it through the Bandit's Rage, but it didn't quite go so well.
Honestly, that was quite close, because looking at the situation just now, it was timed perfectly. I think the whole communication was between Keyboy and Kyrie to be like, okay, you ready? I'm gonna go in.
You see the timing was just so good again from ONIC, especially because they have the threat of the Time's Journey coming out from the Diggy that they copied through this Valentina. And of course, Kyrie had a level advantage over Taz, and this is the reason why you want to win the first turtle all the time. If it's a tank v tank kind of a jungling matchup, you want to secure the first turtle as soon as possible.
Oh, Sans is there, gonna get caught just a little bit. Looks like failed again coming in from ONIC, and Hijumi wants to try to snipe someone out. Keyboy was found out, but he was able to recall fast. Taz in the back line, just gonna be there to see the positioning coming in from ONIC.
Quite a bit of resources is actually already used by ONIC, right? Sans was forced to go for a flicker as their gank didn't quite work so well. EVOS's babysitting service from Dreams onto Brands is working pretty darn well, but ONIC, they have their own answers, and that is to get that equal value in the bottom lane by really putting Butz there.
Could have sworn that this was a massive play already coming out from EVOS, as they do take up the top lane with the aggression coming out from Taz, but it was quickly answered with just a one-man pushing machine. That's the Masha. Every time that Psychots wants to get into this lane, Butz will just freely just hand over one of his life bars and just gun down Psychots, poke him down so that he will have to go back and there will be no defense in lane, and Psychots that's really being destroyed in this lane. Not his fault, it's the Masha.
Yeah, honestly, looking at the situation now, based on the reaction, I think Kyrie was able to steal that away. And again, Butz is making sure that it's always a 4v4. Psychots, you stay here. You have the Yuzong. Good for you, but you're not going to be able to use it now. Taz and Kyrie, they're both starting lower, but Psychots goes in.
Is it going to be another time where Kyrie will be able to get a turtle? Yes, he will. ONIC only have got one thing in mind, and that is a turtle. Boots made himself all the way in front. He still has 3 health life bars. It's not gonna be a problem. G-Boy immediately gets himself the rough waves, gets himself away. Hijumi as well as Dream S holds himself behind, understanding that Seikots as well as Taz is already dead.
Right now, I gotta say, man, looking at how that last turtle fight went through, it looked like Taz was there. He was alone. The thing is, for ONIC, they were not alone. We're gonna look at the replay. I kind of feel like Taz took too much free damage.
For sure. So what they wanted to do was to take the turtle because they know that the retribution was already used up by Kyrie. And the solution coming out from the side of ONIC Esports is to just go to Taz. Gun him down before he's able to steal off that turtle. And because of that, they just ran through. They just steamrolled over.
Yeah, I kind of feel like if there were more bodies there, perhaps they could have done something to ONIC. But the thing is, everyone was so far away. Taz was basically 1v3 at that point.
And of course, the Astro Echo is just going to be taunting down, or rather hitting down the CW plus Kyrie. CW melts down Taz. Not much of a play that he could have made.
Dude, at this point, Taz probably wants to get back on Assassin, man, and Boots dominating his lane. Again, tell us again the story. How is Boots winning against Icons?
Well, it's literally just a matchup issue coming out from the Yuzhong versus the Mashup. Mashup 1v1 versus the Yuzhong just can't win. It will not be enough. There's so much life bars as well as so much damage that can come out from Boots, and he's got to a point where he can definitely one-shot Marksman.
Boy! Great rough wave. Kyrie comes in as a connection, but unfortunately Hijumi manages to get himself away.
Okay, Hijumi almost died there. I'm pretty sure Keyboy has the Genius Wand. I'm not so sure if Hijumi has any kind of defense because we're going to look at the in-game equipment and no. I kind of feel like the only reason why Hijumi was able to survive was the HP on the Clock of Destiny.
And of course the Time's Journey being utilized there. That kind of saved him. Boots is strong enough to kind of force out some of the retribution already, which means the Lord will be super duper free for ONIC.
Dude, Boots is higher level than Taz, man.
There's a lot of beefy front lines from the side of ONIC, and it makes it even worse that EVOS just don't have a lot of ways they can actually deny ONIC of these neutral objectives. Not much ways to really push Fredrin away, not much of ways to just lock him down, no suppress whatsoever. The only thing that they have is just reverse time.
It's unfortunate because we were talking about the draft coming in from EVOS where it's a lot of potential, right? But you got to pick up the pace. You got to make sure that you have a very good start and you transition well. But so far, ONIC's the one that is having their foot on the gas.
I really just see this as more of like a snowball composition from EVOS, right? They want to win their lane and just shove the lanes as fast as possible and eventually meet up and to really win in team fight. But that doesn't seem to quite be the case.
Right now, looking at ONIC with a 9,000 gold lead. The Lord is marching up top. Boots is basically just there saying, yeah, you guys aren't going to go anywhere. Right now, EVOS, how are they going to defend?
ONIC doesn't seem like they will want to jump onto EVOS anytime soon just yet. They don't seem to want to extend the fight in order to keep the Lord alive. Keyboy barely making it alive after all of those pokes, but he's gonna be A-OK. ONIC continues their counter. They continue to push it down in the middle lane, but EVOS, they defended this pretty well.
They was super duper close to get a kill, finally to get a kill, but it wasn't enough. Keyboy was able to get out, and they do defend, so that's what's more important here for EVOS. That kill wouldn't matter if they had lost more, and they did defend, so they will live to see another day, but they were so behind now. What's that, 9K at 10 minutes?
Here's the thing, I got a question. Brands, Hijumi have not died. They haven't got a kill, they haven't got an assist, but they haven't died. Is it all doom and gloom? Can EVOS do anything to win this one?
What they need to do maybe, because they don't have like a massive like initiation, they don't have a win condition like a Franco or maybe a Minotaur.
Ooh.
They will have to look for a mistake actually. Okay, but no damage anyway.
Yeah, no damage.
Yeah. I thought that might be only one of the few ways is to just really get Hijumi as well as Brands to really work together to pull off the RNG Slay SG move, right? Immediately burst down the back lines, bring CW down, that's the win con gone. So this really plays the part where ONIC gonna have to make that big of a mistake and EVOS capitalizing on that small little margin of error.
It's difficult to say against ONIC.
It did manage to flip CW though. His HP is all the way down to half, but it doesn't seem like the time journey would even be able to do quite much at this point in time.
Oh
As Dream has
my God.
immediately melted down to the hands of Boots. But CW takes the last hit after all. EVOS, they still have got 3 members left. They only want to defend the turret and not necessarily trying to get any more kills, despite the fact that ONIC, their HP were looking to be, well, not that high.
All right, here's the thing, man. Brands did quite a lot of damage just now. Half HP. CW was chunked quite a lot, but Kyrie was fast on his feet. He's like, yo, I see where you at now. You did good dealing the damage, but you just revealed your own positioning. He went in, and then everyone else just took care of the rest.
And everybody from the side of ONIC is 1 item ahead of their matchup. You can see the Fredrin with 8k versus almost just 5k for the Baxia. Also 1 big item ahead for the Marksman too.
I think the ideal was there, but not necessarily the right time and the right place for brands.
Yeah.
Fortunately.
It's unfortunate, but here's the thing, you got to take a chance, right? No matter what kind of situation, you got to do something, because if you're not, then you're just slowly giving the game away to your opponents. But now, 11,000 gold lead. The kill score isn't a lot. It's 0 and 6, but 11,000 gold, that's a lot.
At 12 minutes, that's too much.
Okay, so big question. EVOS is already in a really bad shape, right?
Yep.
And they gotta have to play defensive. Do they do a gambit in order to turn things around?
The only gambit that they can do is to find the CW. That's the only, I would say, worthy gambit. Taking out Boots will not achieve anything. Taking out Keyboy will not achieve anything. Maybe Kyrie at a certain point, but Chaiwei is really the target here.
Conceal play. Unfortunately, that didn't really quite amount to much. The Lord marches down in the middle lane with his big trusty trident, while Boots is all the way in the bottom lane, clearing out every single one of the inhibitor turrets of EVOS. We are looking at a barren wasteland, and EVOS do not even try to touch onto ONIC. They're just holding themselves back and focusing onto every single one of the creep waves, and probably waiting for ONIC to make a mistake and try to jump over. They're waiting for the overextension, but the overextension doesn't seem to do quite much, because even though all of that Taz goes down, the rest of ONIC focuses on to the core.
Very clean game by ONIC, coming into this game thinking we're gonna think with our heads. We're not gonna go for those unnecessary kills. They went in, came to do business, and profit.
7-0 for ONIC. And in that last clash, you saw how strong they are when it comes to their economy and when it comes to their focus on who they want to kill. Taz, as the Baxia, was put from 100% health to 0 in just a second. Just because of the fact that the carry was there, you have the attack speed already, and you also have the supplement of the time's journey. So there wasn't anyone to stop the damage of Chaiwei. That was amazingly amazingly executed by ONIC.
Honestly, this is one of those games where you could take the entire game from minute 1 up until the end and study how they move to play a perfect game. Because again, this is one of those things where kills don't matter that much. As long as you can push the opponents away from their objectives, eventually you'll just get everything that you want anyways.
Just the presence of Boots itself, or rather Boots himself, is enough to really just drive himself right into the face of Beatrix, and Beatrix will have no chance to get anywhere closer to the front lines. And ONIC knew that as long as they push the Beatrix away, they can crumble themselves and collapse themselves over to the back lines, because they're not going to be afraid of the Manet's Rage nor the Nibiru's Passion. And that is one of the prime ways they can melt down Taz in an instant.
Well, this is an amazing game, and welcome, Leo. How do you enjoy that game?
Masha's a beast. I think Masha really has a place in the metagame now. That's my key takeaway, especially in the last few seconds, given that with enough of mayhem, the Masha can just come in, and again, in the early to mid, it was take down heroes. Here it was just really just go ham on the base. Let's award our MVP for game 1. Throughout all the madness, of course, it's the one who comes out on top, Kyrie, with his Fredrin.
100% team fight participation, and Wolf, I just gotta say, Kyrie is amazing, but we gotta talk about the counterpart. I kind of feel like Taz always went in alone. Was that his fault or his team's fault?
I don't think it's his fault. It's just that it was ONIC that solved that problem. First, they have the time's journey stolen away by the Valentina, so that kind of equalized the team fight. The next part is Kyrie won the first turtle fight, and I would attribute the win of ONIC to that single play, this particular one. You can see that there was already a good connection, but Sans popping the time journey in the right moment when it was already time for the retribution battle. When the threshold is there, the line was already set by the in-game assist, and they were able to get it. That alone gave the snowball potential to ONIC.
That I absolutely agree, right? When it comes down to Taz playing as a Bouncer, you would want to get yourself the neutral objective in order to really keep yourself on the pace with Kyrie's Fredrin. But unfortunately, that didn't quite work. So the best thing that he can do to even provide any more value, to really just be present, be there to peel, to soak, and from that point onwards, hope that the rest of the team moves together with him.
If anything, I'd like to present a third option. It's not Taz's fault, it's not his team's fault.
I think I see.
It's a misunderstanding of who has the tempo, of who's the aggressor. Because going into the draft, I think even Ripo said, EVOS should be winning this, especially if they're pushing the tempo. But it's ONIC who said, you know what, no. You think you want to go fast? We can go a little faster. And that's what allowed them... Exactly. A porcupine, right? Gotta go fast. Ding, 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 with all those rings. That's why they went 0-7 in 13 minutes.
Which is kind of thing. I kind of feel like Barat should be a Sonic hero. Get it? Because, you know. Anyways.
But they say they're porcupine.
I mean, here's the thing. Full analytical, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, looking back at the highlights, it was neither Taz's fault or EVOS' fault.
Yeah.
It's Boots' fault. Boots, I keep seeing every single time the turtle has been taken, he was 1v3.
Yep.
He